Hewley, defense attorney Tracy Drake, contends he never meant to shoot Coleman, just to get away when Coleman went for his gun to fight back.
Intent is very, very important.
Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
WSB Money Update. Tech stocks plummeting today over the threat of a new high-performing, low-cost Chinese artificial intelligence company. CBS News tech contributor Ian Sherr has more on DeepSeek and its impact on U.S. markets.
The stock values of many tech companies have been growing, particularly because of the boom in AI. And so the idea that these firms may have increased competition and thus likely have to accept lower profits is clearly making some shareholders rethink their investments.
The tech-heavy NASDAQ is down more than 3.5% for the day. Some of President Trump's most controversial cabinet picks will have confirmation hearings this week.
On Capitol Hill Wednesday, it's Trump's choice for Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Kash Patel, who's the nominee to lead the FBI, and Tulsi Gabbard, who's up for National Intelligence Director, will both face lawmakers on Thursday.
CBS's Stacey Lynn reports RFK Jr. has been outspoken in his opposition to vaccines, which is likely going to be a focus of questioning during his hearings. Falcons running back Bijan Robinson is going to the 2025 Pro Bowl games in Orlando. He replaces Eagles running back Saquon Barkley, who will be playing in the Super Bowl. Robinson was voted a first alternate for the Pro Bowl. He joins two other Falcons selected for the games, Chris Lindstrom and Kaderil Hodge. It is now 3:03, and the Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it's live team coverage of traffic and weather, and in the 24-hour traffic center, it is Alex Williams.
Big jam between Sandy Springs and Doraville, Bill, all due to this crash. They're trying to clear it out of 4 left lanes, 285 eastbound, the Interloop Beaver to Highway exit 34 or 32. You can take 400 south, although that's getting slow, or I-75 south. All those will lead to I-85 north. You can use that as an alternate. On the south side, dealing with the crash, it's in a left lane still, 75 south below Mount Zion Boulevard, exit 231. And we're also starting to see the brake lights through downtown, starting 85 southbound before the ramp to 75 north. You stay on and off the brakes for the ride down to I-20. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Cloudy skies today with some areas of drizzle, high 51, drying out and skies clearing for tonight, lows in the low 30s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 56. Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds, warmer, morning low 39, afternoon high 62.
49 right now in Smyrna. It's 50 in Duluth, also 50 in Forest Park. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher, has the afternoon off. We do have the man behind the glass, George Clark, and the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
I don't like you with that bat. Please don't destroy the microphone or hurt Tim or myself.
Tear everything up?
I'm worried about you, Eric. Are you okay?
No, but why is everybody... I am beyond okay. I don't
You're
even...
You're carrying a bat, a baseball bat in the studio.
If you look at my life today, I have had no running hot water in my house since Thursday. The milk that I just bought upstairs was frozen for some reason, couldn't be enjoyed. And I am absolutely certain that Josh Allen got that first down. But yet, still... I am in a damn good mood today. So moods, you just can't really dial them up. I know everybody thought I'd come in a bad mood, but I did not come in a bad mood.
It's a Meunier.
There
we go.
No, I'm not an idiot. I didn't suddenly revert into becoming a child. It's Meunier. Hey, it's the way that it goes. Life happens the way that it goes.
Why are you pointing that bat at
Just
me?
because Josh Allen had a first down stolen from him, you know what I say? Get 2 yards, and you don't have to worry about it. You leave it in the hands of the refs. That was amazing. One ref called it first down. The other ref called it short. And my youngest son was saying this. If the Bills player had simply tossed the ball to the ref that said they had a first down, they probably would have been more likely to get that call, but they tossed it to the other guy, and that's the way it goes. But hey, you know what? It means that for another year, I don't have to sit around and watch the Super Bowl, so that's good.
So are you
Congratulations to Chiefs fans and Eagles fans.
You fully going to boycott the Super Bowl?
I'm not boycotting.
He's not boycotting.
I'm just not. It's not like a thing. It's like it's just like I don't. It's not.
Oh, hey, it's on. I'll watch a little.
It's
of
not
this.
for me. It's just like this is a time for Chiefs fans to just be. I mean, I'm sure the world just looks like it's made of candy. It must be wonderful, but that ain't me. It ain't got nothing.
You'll
for me.
be watching for Kendrick Lamar.
No, I would.
Well, he is going to do his diss track.
If the Bills,
he is.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Is he gonna? Okay, great. So I get to hear about how Drake's a pedophile. If the Bills had been in the Super Bowl, if the Bills had been leading the Super Bowl halftime by 21 points, I still would not have watched Kendrick Lamar halftime. So
Sis is going to be with him, though.
I don't care.
Hey,
I don't
listen,
care.
Eric.
I recognize that he's a talented dude and with his words and everything, but once you get into that diss thing back and forth, it's probably not fair. But
what if Drake shows up and fights him?
Well, I'll see the next day.
We'll watch
but
the clips.
Once an artist, like my son doesn't understand this. I was having this argument. For me, once you start doing that thing where we're dissing back and forth, it doesn't matter to me how talented you are. I just think, oh, you're an idiot. So I just I'm not going to get involved. I'm just not interested. Although I am aware of the fact that the guy is talented. But once you're into I took that other guy out with a diss, it's like, okay, I'm not interested in what you do anymore. So there is that. I get, the problem with if we hadn't gone so far as a Bills fan, they got rid of Diggs and they got rid of half of their defense. And most people weren't even calling for them to win the division. So if it wasn't for that overriding narrative of 4 playoffs, against this team and losing all of them, for the most part, you can really kind of go, oh, they went a lot further than expected,
they
and blah, blah, blah.
They absolutely overachieved.
And I think that teams like the Bills and the Ravens and sometimes the Bengals figured them out once. The reason we get put in these situations, you just can't get past this thing. Well, the reality is over the last few years, 31 of 32 teams have not been able to figure this team out. It's just that the Bills are always there at the end, still standing.
Yeah, only the Bengals and the Tampa Bay were able to figure
Tom Brady ultimately has been the only one that's figured them out.
Yeah.
I think that was the 7th AFC Championship game in a row for the Chiefs. I believe Brady's last Super Bowl with New England was he beat them in that AFC Championship game, their first one. And then Brady, as the quarterback for Tampa Bay, beat them in the Super Bowl. So really, outside of one player, I think we well, I mean, Tampa Bay, you were not there.
He played all right, but
you were not there at Tampa Bay when he won as well.
The only reason he was there is because
you were in his head.
So in reality, it's just but you can't get over the overarching thing of they just can't seem to get past the Chiefs, and that's just the way that it is. I'll tell you what, man, I doubled down on that football medicine. And I never lost it. Might have yelled at a ref or two here or there. I never lost it the whole evening. And the honest truth is, fans will never admit this, but going into the game, I was almost certain that it would be close and the Bills would lose because that seems to be what happens. So, it is what it is, but I'm in a good mood. And the Eagles got a chance. They have the best defense in the league.
5 active ex-Dogs, so that's why I'm rooting Eagles.
I'm not rooting for anybody. I don't care. You guys, Eagles fans, Chiefs fans, congratulations. Enjoy the hell out of the next couple of weeks. I don't give a damn who wins or who loses. I will be paying no attention. I'm never watching. I feel like I'm not watching the Super Bowl again. Now, actually, I'm not boycotting, so maybe I'll end up watching the Super Bowl. But I feel like sometimes I may have seen my last Super Bowl because there's part of me that's like, well, if the Falcons or the Bills aren't in it, I'm not watching. And I'm 60. So there's a chance.
You could live to 90.
There's a chance that I've seen my last.
Hey, listen, I'm calling it next year.
Super Bowl.
Falcons and Bills in the Super Bowl next year.
Well, that'll be my good fortune, right? The Bills will finally make it, and it'll be the other team that I like. But it's the way that it goes. Congratulations to Eagles fans, Chiefs fans. I can't imagine what it's like, so I'm not even going to try. Let's do this.
Word of the day.
Ophidiophobia.
Wow, that's a good one.
Ophidiophobia.
It occurs to me as we think about today's word.
Ophidiophobia.
That Autumn has the afternoon off. Supposedly she's sick. But maybe it's because she didn't do her homework because she was supposed to have the first chapter.
You guys didn't do it on Friday?
No, I asked her, do you want to do it today or would you rather do it on Monday?
Let's wait till Monday.
She was like, oh, let's do it on Monday. And now all of a sudden, Monday's here.
Oh, I remember these days when
Eric's favorite team for 40 years. He's here. Eric's here. And I think
but I have a cold.
maybe she didn't want to do her
remember
homework. Maybe that's what's going on.
My siblings were really bad about this when I never had problems giving presentations in class, but I remember they would intentionally, especially some of my sisters, they would sick out on the day they were supposed to give a presentation in class.
Oh, they have stage fright? Does that run in your family?
A little bit of stage fright. Not from me.
Or they didn't prepare.
Or they didn't prepare, exactly. And so
Right.
then I would just tell
Out
them.
partying?
I remember, well, not that age.
You're
but
an alcoholic family?
We were much younger. This is like the elementary and
You had
middle
like
school.
a Drew Barrymore situation going on where you're drinking at the age of
As far
8.
as I know, I don't think they were. But I remember telling my younger sister, I'm like, look, like you're gonna have to give the presentation regardless, like whether you do it today or
Right.
tomorrow or whenever you go back.
Yeah,
you're gonna
but
have to do
punting the
presentation.
ball sometimes feels good. You know, just, I'll do it next week. You got a whole week to mess up and not do it and not prepare again, but you got a whole week.
Well, we have to grade Autumn harder now when she comes back because since she didn't do it Friday and then she skipped today and then
Why
now.
are you taking that as a sexual thing? Grade her harder.
I want to grade her so hard.
Grade.
D+.
I think she's grade. So I think it's no. I think that might be true. She may be pretending to be sick just so she won't have to do her word of the day responsibility. But the word of the day is
Ophidiophobia.
And does anybody have any idea what that is? Obviously, it's a phobia. Stop trying to read it.
I can't read that.
Andrews, why are you staring at it?
I'm looking at the word. I could barely
Okay.
read the word.
Uh,
With something, you're afraid of something.
You're afraid of something. I think the last part, phobia, kind of tosses it in there. It is a fear of snakes.
Oh, okay.
And it's one of the most common phobias.
Oh, I have that. Yeah.
I think most people do. Like, I don't know. I have like heavy metal, hard rock fans seem to enjoy snakes. English Nick, they have a pet snake, and they feed it mice and stuff, and they
Watch it consume it.
Yeah, they all gather around for that and enjoy that. I find it strange. I don't want to watch one animal eating another animal.
Ophidiophobia.
That's why I don't watch those nature programs.
Snake Channel.
Well, those the nature programs. They're all so beautiful and everything, but really, ultimately, it's just about animals eating each other.
Snake Planet.
I don't enjoy watching animals eat other animals.
they're
I
hungry.
recognize. No, I'm looking. I'm not
The
gonna,
snake likes watching you eat.
I wouldn't pass a law that says a snake can never eat again, but
What
I
does a
just
snake
don't want to
think
watch
about-
it.
Think about you eating your chips and salsa.
Well, I don't force snakes to watch me. It's not like I just don't want to watch them doing it.
When you're cutting your grass and you see a snake slither by, do you stop your lawnmower, pick it up, and put it in a safe place?
Dude, when's the last time I cut my own grass?
I don't know.
It's not-
Do you cut your own grass?
I did from time to time. Usually it was my kids while they were growing up, and then every once in a while I would be put into. But now I just pay a professional outfit. To
That's
do that.
smart.
You'd have to ask them.
Okay.
How the snakes in my yard. Why? What do you do? Do you try to catch up to them and
If I know
cut
it's
their
not
little
a-
heads off?
If I know it's not venomous, I'll pick it up and move it.
Yeah. Where do you move it to? A nice, safe
The
sanctuary.
part that's already mowed.
Okay, I thought maybe you'd find a sanctuary city or something
No.
you could send them to.
If
them on
I
a
know
bus.
it's venomous,
Put them on a bus.
right over them.
Isn't there a chance that all that venom will fly in the air and end up in your eyeball, and then you'll
Only
die?
if their fang flies out of their mouth.
What if the fang
No, I try not
flies
to
up?
kill them. I try not to kill any
Yeah,
animals.
that's the right thing to do too, because a lot
Really?
of them.
Do you eat burgers? Because you're killing a cow to do that.
Well, I'm not killing it. Someone else did.
Okay, all right. All right.
You're just eating the final product.
If I had to kill it, I'd be a vegetarian. I'm not killing a cow.
But with snakes, though, a lot of them are good, and
Most
I know,
of them are.
And I know, like where I live, like
What do you mean good? As in morally good?
morally and they,
they're
they-
good.
otherwise.
Yeah, I heard they're backstabbers, but that's okay. We all have our different experiences.
They're on the right side of history.
Oh no, Tim! No.
Thankfully, Autumn's not here to pick up on.
She
that.
would've laughed.
Keep it going.
They take care of the rodent population.
Yes, they do.
And I
And
know,
bugs.
like we have like a bunch of like the black snakes around us.
Yeah.
And I'll see them
As long as they're not venomous, they're fine.
Yeah, they're absolutely fine. The little garden snakes, they're fine too.
One of these snakes killed one of my favorite. Well, actually, my favorite cat ever. I don't really have favored pets. Pets are usually just something I feed, pet every once in a while, and generally put up with. But we did have this one-
Roommates.
Yeah, we did, roommates that I have to feed. Though. Usually, roommates can take care of themselves.
Roommates that don't pay rent.
I'm not like the people now about their pets. I'm just like, it's cool. All right, I'm your steward. I got to do work. Blah blah blah. But there was one cat that I was especially close to. The damn snake in the yard got it.
Did you see this happen?
No, but it was the diagnosis once we went to the hospital. Actually, can you believe it? Like for me, a person who's I'm not anti-pet. I just think of them as pets. They're not my friends. They're just like my pets. Like obviously you care for them because they're in your house every day, But I'm not like the people who these days who just. I mean, when I was flying from Spain and to Spain, I mean, the number of people, and I think in Spain it's even worse, like people traveling with their dogs. It's like, I think it's ridiculous. Why would you want even
the dog
to think
doesn't care
about it? The dog doesn't care. As like, there's a story in New York. They're going to be putting in legislation so that you can use your, PPO? Is that what it's called? What are those?
Your personal health care plan, yeah.
Yeah, you can use your days that you can take off for yourself and health.
Oh, PTO, excuse me.
Yeah. You can use those, and in New York, it's like 40 days a year or something. They want to be able to make it so that you can use those for your pets, to take care of your pets. In which case, it's just like, to me, first of all, I'm thinking, if you're having an emergency with your pet, like your pet is dying, or your pet has some sort of like, this thing has to be taken to a vet right now, I would imagine 9 out of 10 employers at the moment be like, hey, my dog's vomiting all over the place and we got to go figure out what's wrong with him. Most would be like, fine, do that. But if you started to talk about like, my pet needs me, like
my cat's got a cough.
Yeah, but even or you know how people are. It's like, I don't know. I've noticed with Rufus, he's just not himself lately. I think it's me being away for so many hours. I'm gonna take a week and just, he needs me. Well, that is a country in decline.
There are a lot of TikToks, a lot of Instagram reels where people set up cameras and they show their pets when they leave their house to go to work, and the pet's like looking at the door, waiting for them to go home, and then it's like, look at how poorly we treat these animals by leaving them at home by themselves while they're just waiting by the door for us to come home.
You could never have taken them in as pets. Look at how terrible by feeding them every day and making sure that they're healthy and taking them for checkups and then we go we leave them at home so we can go make the money so that we can afford to give them a life. That's so terrible. It's an absurdity.
Cats are glad when you're gone.
Yeah, I feel like even dogs may be up to something. It might be like a big ruse, like, oh, yeah. And then when you leave, they're so happy. Like they know they have to play a game so that they can continue to be pampered. Oh, I got to act like I love these people. All right, look, when the door opens, jump around like we've been waiting.
I'll wag my little tail, whatever.
Just go up there and act like you've been standing by the door for 8 hours waiting for them to come back. I mean, when you're a kid and your parents are at work and you have the day off from school, are you like upset that your parents aren't there? I think we have to assume that our pets are probably having their friends over, they're drinking all day. They're probably doing exactly the same thing.
Get the catnip out.
That's right. Yeah, it's time. Hey, man.
You want some?
It's people have gone, I think, insane, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. Like, what does it actually speak to? That because people have always loved their animals, and there's nothing against that, but this weirdness lately where, you hear people saying things like, oh, we're her humans. That's not true. Pets don't have humans. Humans have pets. You may not like the world you were born into and wish it was something else, but 2 + 2 = 4, and people have pets. It's not the other way around. They didn't choose you. Did you notice that?
He walked up to me at the shelter.
Okay.
What? Okay.
And actually, keep walking. Another dog
cat,
will walk up to you at the shelter.
For my cat, when Buddy chose us, I may have to push back a little
bit. When Buddy
chose me, he jumped into my pocket on my hoodie and just hung out right there.
Yeah, he saw a warm pocket.
And he was like,
it was a cat. Jumps into a space that's comfortable.
But of all the kittens that were there, he was the one that jumped in there. He's like, oh, it's so nice.
So you really think he made a decision? You know what? That's my human.
He did.
That is my human. It's a good thing they've already you know, they've built the tall buildings. We may not need that kind of
Maybe
ingenuity
the dogs and the
anymore.
cats will build the buildings in the future.
They're going to need to.
It'll just be a big scratching post.
Here's another piece of evidence that people have pets, not the other way around. When is the last time your pet fed you?
Well, sometimes they bring the bird to the door.
Okay, that's because
Squirrel.
they want to show their respect for you.
Or
I don't think maybe they do think you're going to fry it up. Who
I've never
knows?
chowed down on it.
No, well you shouldn't because usually they're.
To George's point, what about a
You
bird?
got to cook them first.
What-
Fresh
what-
enough.
What about a bird dog? You shoot a quail, and
They're trained how to do
They're
that.
trained to
And the-
do that. It's not
But they bring-
natural. They're
they
bringing
bring
it back
it to
because they think they're going to get a treat.
No, but I have never seen a cat, whipping up a meal in the kitchen.
No, exactly. They're not.
You haven't?
The cats have never. My cats have never once thought to themselves, "Hey, Eric hasn't eaten. We better." It's been a while since he's had a meal. We better put something together for him. So obviously, if I belong to them, then I would be their responsibility. So they would be my stewards.
You're saying your cat never cleans the bathroom after you've been in
No, yeah, the cats never come. They don't come.
Kicks his litter. He
they don't-
covers his stuff
Licks
up.
it.
That's
clean.
his. That's his. He doesn't come flush my toilet. That's the point. You got to clean theirs. They don't clean yours. Hey, what dog? When's the last time you saw a dog following its nude owner, picking up its feces in the neighborhood?
and the looks.
If you saw that, that would be somebody's on,
I think
in a
dogs
K-hole or something.
I think dogs have evolved to enjoy that moment when humans pick up after them because I have neighbors that have lots of dogs, and we're in a very small community with limited grass. And when I see people picking up after their pets, especially the dogs just look back at them, and I can just sense that grin. It's like, who's on top of the food chain now?
Who's picking up whose poo?
And then these people, with it being so cold now, they leave the poop behind. And it's so lazy.
Because it's your problem now.
It's
your problem.
lazy. I hate people
If
that
you're
do
a
that.
pet owner that lets your pets go to the bathroom all over the neighborhood, then I don't want to hear about how you love pets. Because you're not even taking the first, getting a pet, becoming a pet owner, that means now I'm on the hook for, the output, the productive
Quite literally,
digestive
yes.
output. So if you're not willing to do that, you're not a real pet owner, so I'm not interested in your point of view on humans and pets and who's the owner and who's the, because these going to be the same people. Well, we're his owner. Oh, no, we're he's... What do they say? We're his humans.
Fur babies.
Yeah, why don't you try cleaning up after him then? That'd be a good idea.
Yeah,
Because it's natural and it goes back into the soil and creates fertilizer.
Have you seen his neighborhood? It's more concrete than soil.
Seriously. And just leaving
It's
these-
one of those new neighborhoods too. So like a steaming pile is going to be like you're going to notice it.
Oh, it's going to be there for a while.
Have you
too.
have you actually cleaned up somebody else's
Hell
thing?
no, I don't own
Well,
dogs.
what if it's right there in front of your?
Absolutely not.
You're
I've
just gonna
done that,
let it.
I've
You're
done
gonna let
that.
it sit there in front of.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it fester.
Mark up your.
I'm gonna let it fester. And I'm gonna go in the neighborhood WhatsApp.
Oh,
and I'll
there you
start.
go.
I'm like, can you believe?
Aren't
what
there
I found?
bags everywhere? Like
There-
stands with bags?
in the completed parts of the neighborhood?
Yeah, rip it down, pick it. I do that. It's easy.
No, I'm not a dog owner.
Have you actually gone into the app or called anybody out in person?
I've said who did this, and I'll take a
wow.
picture and put it in there.
Whoa!
Karen Yamamoto.
You've looked around and recognized that there are no guys who can beat the crap out of you in your neighborhood.
It's not
obviously.
that. I just
Obviously, there's no good old boys that could come down and say, "You got a problem with my dog?"
There's a little bit of maybe I learned this, but a little bit of a passive aggressiveness in the text that I put out.
Oh,
in the WhatsApp.
how is it passive
I'll just
aggressive?
be like,
it would be nice. It would be nice.
I think somebody
if some people would clean up after their animals.
I think what I said last time was I think somebody left their Amazon package, and I took a picture of it and I put it
a
right
little bit
there.
of humor there.
See?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, the comedy stylings of Jared Yamamoto. You can see him
Tim
at
is shaking his head.
at
Well,
the
the
funny farm.
The funny thing will be the replies he gets.
Oh yeah, people are like, it's just my dog doing my thing, or trying to blame somebody
Oh,
else.
well,
or I
why
pick
don't-
up.
Well, why don't you go and tell them? Well, how come you don't go out there and go to the bathroom? If there's nothing, if it's so natural.
Let me write this down.
Is it like having a toilet?
I
Just
just
having a
might.
toilet? That seems unnatural to me. Well, you would have a toilet in a sewage system.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, it's going to turn out to be a suggestion rather than
Seriously,
sarcasm.
I'm gonna write this in my notes app, and I'll just copy and paste and send this in a couple days.
We'll see how it goes.
It's no surprise that Ragsdale Heating, Air, Plumbing, and Electric continues to grow, and they're looking for good, caring people to join them. If you've got experience as a plumber, electrician, or are an HVAC tech, give them a call and be part of a great team. Be proud to bring your expertise, knowledge, and patience to homes all across Atlanta, like mine. Ragsdale's experts have been taking care of my home for years. Employees stay with Ragsdale 10, 20, even 30 years. Go to ragsdaleair.com/careers and apply today.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing better weight management treatment options. Making sure that those who need GLP-1s have access to them is the first step.
1 mile complete.
And we help them take the right steps after that, giving them the personalized support they need to keep going.
1 more mile complete.
When it comes to healthcare, a better experience means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
New investigations break on Channel 2 Action News. We get problems solved, plain and simple. Every day we follow the facts.
Started digging, only to find...
Getting you the answers you need now.
We have live. Team 2 coverage.
Channel 2 never stops advocating for you.
An investigation regarding your tax dollars.
We're more than just Atlanta's news.
A warning for consumers regarding...
We've got your back all over North Georgia. See what's new, live, every day at 4, 5, and 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
Septic systems are not a do-it-yourself project. You need an expert. Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic. We're Dave Baker's septic experts on the Home Fix-It Show. My licensed and insured team specialize in solving your septic problems on the spot.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump-out charge with your repair. Details online.
ScorpionSepticServices.com. On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB Radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Thank you, Jesus.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz
On 95.5 WSB. Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's news and talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top story: Chamblee among the metro area communities targeted by immigrations and customs officials over the weekend. Mayor Brian Mock says his office was informed by ICE activity in the metro area, but specifically in Chamblee.
We did not know that they were coming to Chamblee, and we were not asked to participate in any way. And local law enforcement was not involved. They were not on scene.
He says Chamblee is a majority minority city and stresses the vast majority of people there are law-abiding citizens. With the immigration debate raging, Georgia lawmakers consider new legislation to crack down on cities that don't follow federal immigration law and work with immigration authorities.
I think it implements what our voters said they wanted. It's the president's agenda on immigration.
The bill's sponsor, State Senator Blake Tillery, says the legislation waives sovereign immunity for local officials, including law enforcement, if they do not work with ICE or enforce immigration laws. Palestinians are heading back into the northern Gaza Strip after Israel lifts its closure as part of the ceasefire deal with Hamas. Israel opened military checkpoints that divided the Strip for over a year. A security official says more than 200,000 people crossed into the north this morning. Confirmation hearings for President Trump's pick for Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., take place this week.
This is shaping up to be one of the, must-watch hearings, just given Kennedy's past statements on vaccines.
CBS's Caitlin Huey-Byrne says Kennedy has been outspoken in his opposition to vaccines. Atlanta-based Coca-Cola announces a brand new flavor coming soon.
Coca-Cola Orange Cream will be available both in regular and zero sugar forms beginning February 10th. The soda giant describes the new drink as a, quote, delicious taste of Coca-Cola infused with refreshing orange and smooth, creamy vanilla flavors. Coca-Cola Orange Cream won't be a permanent flavor, but Coke says it'll remain on sale at least through early next year.
WSB's Cheryl Castro reports the new release comes months after Coca-Cola discontinued its spiced drink. It is now 3:32, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Alex Williams.
Just off the phone with Cherokee County officials, and they tell me right now they're blocking all lanes with this crash. They do it a lot up here in Canton. 575 northbound, Highway 140 exit 16. Bad curve there, so they're diverting traffic off as they clean up this crash. You can re-enter the interstate or use Highway 5 as an alternate. 285 eastbound, the inner loop between Sandy Springs and Dorville in recovery mode from Roswell Road. Earlier crash at Beaufort Highway has cleared, and starting to see the brake lights through downtown. 75-85 southbound filling in from 17th Street for the ride down to I-20. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Cloudy skies today with some areas of drizzle, high 51. Drying out for tonight, temperatures falling into the low 30s. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, high 56. Wednesday, partly cloudy, morning low 39, afternoon high 62.
49 in Douglasville and Union City. It's 48 in Sewanee. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the labs work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestas, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestas. Vestas, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people who make it all work. Learn more at Vestas.com.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. George Stein has been a personal and professional friend for decades. He literally wrote the book on DUI defense in Georgia. I trust him, and you can too. GeorgeStein.com.
If you're turning 65, new to Medicare, or recently moved, Humana might just have the health plan you're looking for. Our Medicare Advantage plans offer coverage and care you can count on, along with guided support to help you feel your best. Plus, you can speak to a licensed sales agent at no cost to you, who can help you understand your options and choose the Medicare Advantage plan that best fits your needs. You could get a plan with a $0 premium, or an all-in-one plan that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. When it comes to the benefits and support you need, Humana Medicare Advantage plans are made for your well-being and your wallet. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Start your year off stress-free and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. No showings, no open houses, and no stress. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 888-471-3896. That's 888-471-3896. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
I actually used yesterday as my favorite football team was in the process of losing yet another time to the Kansas City Chiefs because I've been working on myself because I wasn't going to continue to watch football if I was going to remain the same person that I had been. I just didn't want to be that person, a lunatic, screaming and hollering and yelling and blah, blah, blah. So I really went almost overboard because I realized when you're in it, it's like, hey, you can talk about this stuff all you want, but this is what you're talking about. You're talking about this moment right now. That's what you're talking about. And it got to the point where even when they were showing Taylor Swift, I would say out loud, she's a fantastic singer-songwriter. Well, you have to... You have to respect her business acumen. She's done quite well for herself. I was just throwing positivity and everything. And in the past, I had been known to perhaps yell out the C word in that situation. So that's a long way. That's a long way from that, which, by the way,
Caring,
the fact
right?
that,
That C word, caring.
The fact that I'm changing shows you how I feel about the person who would yell such things.
That's growth.
At a game.
That is
the growth is from that to why she's quite an amazing singer-songwriter, that one.
She's an industrious C-word.
She's an
All snack tables were intact too. That's a big step from a couple years ago.
Yes, listen, I'm doing it right now. Listen, it is I have to admit that I'm helped out by my football medicine, which going into that game I doubled down on. But, look, a lot of times you need a little bit of help becoming the person that you want to be. I so badly want to be the person who goes, after my team loses, just look at the other person and just go, hey, good game. Hey, you know what? I wish we would have won, but we didn't. And I'm becoming that person. But in the moment, it's like Taylor Swift jumping up and down. She's a wonderful singer-songwriter. Well, we're lucky to have her. What a prize. Oh, my goodness gracious. She's an American treasure up there. So good to have her at the game. Wonderful. Let's do the studies and the surveys and the whatnots. Because we're supposed to do more sports, but hold on. I said the only thing going on in sports is that the Super Bowl is set. And you said no. There was big news for the Braves.
Yeah, that's right. We signed Jurickson Profar from the San Diego Padres. He's going to play left
I thought
field
that
for
was
us.
a pharmaceutical Profar. Don't take Profar if you're allergic to Profar.
I'm actually really happy, and that's the reason why I'm wearing Braves attire today is because it's important that we made some kind of move to keep up with the Mets and the Phillies, and I feel like that's a good signing.
Well, I think the Mets, the more I know about this signing of what's-his-face?
Juan Soto.
I think it's dumb.
Oh, it's incredibly dumb.
I think it's the worst thing. I mean,
I'm glad they did it instead of the Yankees.
Isn't it like 15 years and whatever? And plus the guy's lying about his age, right? I had no idea about that. He's probably 3 or 4 years older than
he's 48.
So they got about like a 15-year thing, and I think that's going to be terrible.
Our entire payroll.
Don't worry about that. That is going to fail.
Our entire payroll.
He will pull something in the first game.
Of course he will. And that's just a classic Mets move. But the Braves' entire payroll is less than Juan Soto's payroll. So, like, our entire roster, they did this whole side-by-side.
Are there, like, 4 teams you could do that with? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, together. Like, you could combine 4 teams together.
The Guardians in there.
Pirates.
Yeah.
The A's. The A's are always up there with the low payrolls.
Yeah, it just seems idiotic to me. Once I saw a good, long sort of story about it, I thought that, first of all, they don't even know how old this guy is. They were showing stuff of him when he was supposed to be like 18. He was obviously like 24 years old or something. And now he's kind of in the middle of his career, right? So if he says he's 28, he's probably 32.
Right.
And then they sign him for a 15-year contract? Ridiculous.
Yeah, anytime you sign a baseball player up to, I would think even 5 years. Like, that's a long time.
Yeah,
People
first of all,
don't realize
they
how
play
much
9,000 games a year.
162.
So the opportunity to get hurt is ridiculous.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, that's any more sports?
That was the
Eagles and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. We got Profar coming to the Braves. Anything else? The Hawks sucking or anything? Or
the Atlanta Dream. We sold out our season tickets.
Fantastic.
Hell yeah.
Well, they have Caitlin coming through 7 or 8 times.
What corporation bought all of them?
Good question, Tim Andrews.
Come on, Tim.
Don't
Dream
rain
on, Tim.
Don't rain on our parade. All right, let's do this.
It's time for studies, surveys, and polls on the Von Hessler Doctrine.
Woo! All right, Jared, I'm going to leave it in your hands.
Now,
you can go with a study, you can go with a survey. I'm thinking maybe we should expand it out. Research papers.
Oh, I like that.
What else is there? So we got surveys, we got research.
Land surveys.
Reports. We need to be able to have reports. Well, I don't think we'd be doing land surveys.
Well, we could talk about the acreage. And
yeah, absolutely.
Where they're going to have to put
we
the
could argue whether or not they should put a bridge there.
Right.
But that would fall under surveys, though.
I know. That's why I'm saying. If you're expanding the surveys, do surveys.
Oh, you're saying expand within what you already have rather than necessarily
okay.
adding something else like reports.
Right.
Or papers.
Assumptions.
White papers.
I like that, assumptions.
Ooh, assumptions.
That'd be a good one.
Speculations. We should have a new one. We'll go assumptions, speculations, and we need one more in that field.
I'm writing this
We'll
down.
have to have a writer's meeting to come up
Tomorrow.
with the last one. We'll have a brainstorm. And the brainstorm, there's no bad ideas, they say, during a brainstorm. But I've been in brainstorms, and I've heard mostly bad ideas. So I don't know really where they're getting that from.
I think we're going to let Autumn head that department up to come up with all that.
Well, given the fact that she wasn't here on the day she was supposed to do her first chapter of her new book, I don't know that it's going to happen, my friend. All right, what do you got?
All right, now, full disclosure. I don't know if you covered this on Friday or not.
Full disclosure.
While I was out, but I thought this was interesting because the AI...
Couldn't you have just asked me before
I didn't
we
know.
went on?
This is how this show is. We're solving everything now.
All right.
The AI girlfriend trend is exploding as 8 in 10 men think they could replace their real lovers with an AI girlfriend.
8 in 10 men.
8 in 10. That's right. This is
All
a
right,
survey.
ladies. Now it's time to ask yourselves, what are you not delivering? I'm sorry. Is there any other way to look at this? That 8 in 10 men? I'm not in my 20s or 30s. I'm not in the market for this sort of thing, but I don't know how the ladies are these days, but it just sounds like 8 in 10 men don't want to put up with your nonsense. That's what it sounds
That's exactly
like.
what it sounds like.
Oh, I got to listen to her talk about that book where they have sex with dragons. If I have to hear her talk about Below Deck one more time, you know what? I'm just going to have a sex doll and sit in front of the internet, and when I'm not pleasuring myself, I'll gamble. That's what every man wants for his entire life.
American dream.
American dream. Renting property somewhere and just pleasuring yourself and gambling away your money. That's every man's dream.
Now, I will say this.
You think that 8 and 10 is high.
It
I don't
is
know
high.
if
Now,
I mean, there's more to women, than just the sex. So like you're saying you just I am not interested in sitting on the couch next to you. I don't want to watch a movie with you. I don't want to hear your opinions about fashion. I'm just not interested whatsoever.
So the company EVA that conducted this survey, which is an AI girlfriend platform, so you got to at least throw with a grain of salt there.
Okay, more than a grain of salt.
But they did survey 2,000 men, and they said again the results said that
losers.
They believe AI girlfriends could fully replace human companionship.
I don't believe that.
Well, it's getting to the point where they can because. You don't have to worry about STDs. That's the good. Let's look at the positive.
That's good. Check.
You don't have to pretend you're interested in what's being said to you while you're trying to watch sports coverage.
Check.
Like, your wife's like, and then the neighbor said blah, 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 and you're trying to, okay, hold on. And you got to learn as a married husband how to sort of pretend that you're interested in what your wife is telling you about something that happened in the neighborhood while you're still trying to figure out exactly what this person's opinion is of the basketball game tonight. And if you remove that, then you've removed it. You've gotten it out of your life. You don't have to pretend to care about what the lady down the street did that upset the HOA.
You don't have to explain characters in a movie who have already been introduced and why they're connected with the storyline of the
enough
movie.
of it, for heaven's sake.
The AI girlfriend will have no problem with it.
I'm the opposite, though. I always have to, what's going on here? Why don't you watch it?
Oh, really? Are you one of those people?
Yeah. I'll walk in the room and go, what are they talking about? Why don't you watch it?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a very good answer, I think.
So it sounds to me like he's had to explain to his wife a couple of things. That seemed almost like a complaint. That seemed like...
Listen, it's adorable. I love it.
It's adorable. I think she's just not into it. That's what it is.
It depends on what kind of movie it is. There are certain...
She likes rom-coms.
She does love those.
She likes something with Drew Barrymore and like who's the guy?
Ryan Gosling.
Yes, something like that. I guess Drew Barrymore's too old to be in them now. She's at least 38.
Seniors.
Yeah.
Well, there's a new Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz spy movie on Netflix.
Oh, you're gonna be forced to sit through that.
She's going to love it. I saw part of it. She's going to love every bit of it.
Sakes. The things we do for love.
Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News, hoping with Paws Atlanta to find a home for our first WSB Dog of the Month, Sherry. She is adorable. She is good-natured. Meet her at WSBRadio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, will pay the adoption fees, too, for Sherry's new human. WSBRadio.com/dog.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, with the new calendar year upon us, I want to propose a what-if question to you and get your reaction. So, Matt, what if we finally go into a recession this year? Now what?
I want to say market volatility, probably not as bad a thing as you might think. Volatility actually creates opportunity. And so if your plan is to try to time the market, you're going to time when you get in and when you get out, trying to avoid some future recession, I'd say good luck. That's really difficult to do. A better strategy would just be to assume that a recession is coming and then make sure that you're comfortable riding out that storm and riding out that market downturn. If you're not actually comfortable with those feelings, if you're not comfortable riding it out, then I would say, okay, might be time to take some risk off the table.
Matt, we know you don't have that crystal ball, but it's always important to have a plan for the what-ifs in life. I got one more for you. What if I'm ready to make the call? How can I reach out to you and the team at the Vincent Financial Group?
I would love it if you called us today. Our number, 770-280-1488. Again, 770-280-1488. And what we're going to do is we're going to sit down and try to learn all about you. You might bring in a big folder with some statements. We may not even open those statements because that first meeting is all about who you are, where you're going, what's important to you, and how can we help keep you out of the two ditches on the side of the road, fear and greed, and get you to the retirement plan that you want for yourself.
That's 770-280-1488. That initial consultation, no cost, no obligation from the team at the Vincent Financial Group, 770-280-1488. And we invite you to join us for Retire ATL, Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB.
By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance products, including annuities, offered through Matthew Decker, Georgia Insurance License number 2880209. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Read your contract for restrictions, limitations, or penalties.
Owning a home means a lot of tough decisions, like who can I trust with the comfort of my family? Hey, it's Jared Yamamoto from the Von Haessler Doctrine for Guardian Home Experts. You know me, I'm an Atlanta guy, born and raised, but I'm not going to use a company just because my parents did or because I heard their name a lot. Heating, cooling, and plumbing options and pricing can be really complicated. So I did my research and I chose local, family-owned Guardian Home Experts. Over 5,000 five-star reviews, affordable options, high-quality work, and impeccable customer service. Get a new system with Guardian and Daikin to get up to a $1,450 instant rebate and 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's as low as $99 a month to own, not lease. Plus, Guardian offers a meet or beat price match guarantee up to $500. Details online. And here's my favorite part.
Call 470 experts, Guardian Home Experts.
This message is for anyone looking for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance, even if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or taking anxiety meds. Here's an example. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe overweight with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost about $200 a month. We're Term Provider, experts in finding affordable term life insurance for those that may not be in perfect health. If you've had prostate cancer, heart conditions, high cholesterol, or on prescription medications, you may still qualify for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance. Get a quick quote by calling Term Provider at 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979. If you're looking for term life insurance but have type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, or have other health issues, call Term Provider at 800-777-1979 or visit termprovider.com. Termprovider.com.
You know, my wife often argues with me when I say that we can change as we grow older. You know, when I was just talking about how I don't want to be yelling at the TV anymore when my team's losing and things like that. And she's always like, no, there's certain things, you know, I'll complain about something. Hey, you know, you can stop doing. Well, I've always been like that. So we have this disagreement. And my feeling is, well, if we can't change as we grow older, what the hell is the use of being around? It's not like I'm going to get better at radio. Like, I'm kind of there. Once you get into, I'm basically about as good at this as I'm ever going to get. Probably not going to have my greatest idea that I've ever had ever. That's probably behind me. So what is the sense? Once you get to a certain age and you've reached some goals and these kind of things and the kids are doing okay, and then what is the sense of sticking around if you can't actively work on yourself, become somebody that you perceive as better? But my wife's like, nah, shut up. I like my flaws. Leave me alone. I'm sticking with them. I'm doubling down.
She's doubling down.
I'm doubling down. I've been like this since I was a kid, and you're not going to change me. And I can't. But we do argue about that, like, oh, you can't change. I believe that you can. But it's easy to talk about when the situation arises. That's when you have to have that other thing in your brain that goes, oh, no, wait a minute, emotions. This is the moment we're talking about. This is when the rubber meets the road. You can talk about this all you want, but Josh Allen just made a first down and they took it away from you. Now how are you going to act? And you work on yourself.
We'll get him next time.
Well, yeah, we'll get him.
We'll get him next time.
Gosh darn it.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it. We'll get him next time.
Dag nabbit.
Yeah, dag nabbit. Oh, shucks. Things happen. All right, what's next? Study, survey, poll, what you got?
We just had that survey about the AI girlfriends. Now we go to a study from the University of Calgary where middle children are, quote, more humble, honest, and cooperative than their siblings.
Probably because they have to be, right? So if you're the oldest, you've got like the loudest voice in the room, right?
Typically.
If you're the youngest, your mama's little,
You're the baby.
You're the baby. So, and you know, the ones that are in the middle.
The youngest are always the most spoiled.
Yeah, because usually the parents are too old at that point. They're out of it. You know, they spent so much energy on disciplining the first couple that by the time the second couple come along, it's just like, okay, do whatever.
I remember with my youngest brother talking.
Just don't get arrested.
I remember talking to him about timeout. I'm like, you don't remember in my other sibling talking about going to timeout, and my youngest brother was like, "What? I didn't have timeout." I'm like, "What? You didn't have timeout?"
I told them to leave the room. The dynamic had completely changed. But I think it's also, let's not give it too much of a saintly thing, right? Like, I think that it's because they become the most manipulative because they have to. They have to learn how to get what they need because they're not the oldest and they're not the youngest. So in reality, even though that sounds like, give me the headline again, because it sounds very like refreshing and wonderful. Like,
middle children are, quote, more humble, honest, and cooperative than their siblings.
Because they just figured out that's the only strategy that they can get what they want. It's not because they're just truly humble. It's because they recognize, I better not get out of my lane here. Hey, what are you trying to act like you're the oldest? No, I'm just asking for, what do you think, you're the cute one? No, I'm just, so you learn that how you're going to get what you want. It's a strategy. It's not real morality. It's a strategy.
They grow up to be middle management.
Right.
The oldest becomes a CEO. The youngest, usually creative, lazy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Dreamer,
right. And the people in the middle are the ones who are the one, basically telling you to, that you can't get overtime this week.
I had an interesting conversation with my family about something kind of like this weekend. I think that most professional athletes are typically the middle child or the youngest child and not the oldest, because the oldest can show the middle and the youngest child, especially if they're playing the same sport. Like, let's say like you're a baseball family. The oldest child has to go through the growing pains of learning how to play the sport, and the parents have to learn how to coach and whatnot. But then the middle child has the advantage of having the oldest child already gone through that process, or the youngest child as well too.
That's interesting.
So I think most professional athletes
you have
are
any
middle.
numbers to back this up?
I don't, but it was
it's
just
one
interesting.
hell of an interesting theory.
It is a theory.
But did you look into it at all to see if the numbers there? Or are you just basing it on the Manning family?
I am going to.
I think you're basing it on the Manning family.
I'm not. I'm going to.
And they say the oldest one was the best, but he got hurt very early on. Cooper.
That's an interesting connection there too, but that's not. We did not use the Manning family as an example here, but
because you have no examples.
Well,
you know what you have. You have a notion and nothing more.
I am going to send this theory to the University of Calgary and hope that they can.
Let's say, well, be careful.
Do some research here.
If Trump throws those tariffs, it's going to cost 25% more
to get
your
it back.
studies.
It's going to cost a lot of money. Why don't you just find a good school here?
Yeah, this is no good American school. You can send your
when it comes to
Trump University.
Did you know the Canadians invented football as we know it? Did you know that?
No,
I did not know that.
They did. Yeah, I can't remember the full story, but you can look it up. The Canadians actually invented our style of football.
Why do they have wider field?
Now you're asking questions I don't know the answers to. They're Canadian. They probably just thought, you know what? Let's not do it like Americans.
Okay.
Well,
if they invented it.
Well, they invented it, and we trimmed it up. We made it better, obviously. We kind of took it from them, and then they're like, we'll take hockey. All right, you took football. We'll take hockey.
They had to have some area where they could stand, and even then, they haven't won a Stanley Cup in
how many Canadian teams are even in the
NHL
NHL
like 4,
anymore?
Right? There's like 4. You've got
Okay, out of
Toronto,
30?
Montreal,
Edmonton,
got Winnipeg. So that's 4
The
right
Winnipeg Jets. Does Edmonton? Do they have a team?
Don't they have the Oilers?
I don't
they
know.
do.
I don't know. Who watches the National Hockey League, for God's sakes? Anybody? Just
don't-
anybody? Do you know anybody?
Hey, when Forsyth,
Even with all this gambling, people still are not watching hockey.
when Forsyth finally gets the 3rd NHL team here in Atlanta, you best
You'll be
believe
all over
I'll
it.
be a fan.
Oh, hell yeah.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
At Cigna Healthcare, it's not just about getting healthy, it's about staying healthy. That's why we're designing a better way to treat obesity, starting with ensuring that those who need GLP-1s have access to them. But everyone is different, so we support them in many different ways, like helping them see a nutritionist.
Keep it up. You're doing great.
When it comes to healthcare, a better experience means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
And it's a simple word, but in St. Pete, Clearwater, it's an important one. Here, you can sun on America's favorite beaches and kayak through the shade of mangroves, tee off on a PGA course, and enjoy 5 courses of the finest dining. You could get surreal at the Dali Museum and then keep it real watching the sun melt into the Gulf. In St. Pete, Clearwater, the possibilities go on and on. Your trip begins at visitsbc.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, several are arrested in metro Atlanta as the Trump administration begins its crackdown on illegal immigration.
Chamblee is among the metro area communities targeted by immigrations and customs officials over the weekend. Mayor Brian Mock says people are now scared and cities like Chamblee are not equipped to deal with the fallout.
We're really not prepared for this, and I'm not just saying the city, I'm just saying a society in general. We're not prepared for this. The resources are not there.
He advises anyone approached by ICE to be cooperative, but make sure they have a signed warrant before opening the door. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A new bill under the Gold Dome takes aim at local governments that don't enforce immigration laws.
Under the terms of the legislation, the sovereign immunity normally given to local governments and law enforcement agencies would be waived if they don't carry out orders from federal immigration enforcement. Republican State Senator Blake Tillery is the lead sponsor of the bill.
We're going to enforce the immigration laws of our country. And if Georgia elected officials or Georgia cities or counties don't want to follow Georgia immigration law, then they stand responsible for what tragedies may fall if they don't follow Georgia immigration law.
Last year, lawmakers passed a bill requiring sheriffs coordinate with ICE. From the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
51 degrees in Atlanta. Will we get a return of the sunshine tomorrow? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Closing arguments are now complete in the Gwinnett County murder trial of 3 alleged gang members accused of killing a beloved high school football coach in a botched 2022 carjacking.
Josiah Hewley admits shooting Bradley Coleman at a Peachtree Corners gas station, but his lawyer Tracy Drake tells jurors he feared Coleman would shoot him first.
I cannot imagine what Mr. Coleman's parents are going through. I understand that, but every homicide is not necessarily murder.
She says that's voluntary manslaughter. But Gwinnett Chief Assistant DA John Melvin argues this trio came to steal a car, and Hewley's gun was locked and loaded with a round in the chamber.
He was prepared to kill.
The other defendants say the state did not prove they were there at all. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
A massive fire lights up the sky in southwest Atlanta.
Oh my God, it was like flames engulfed. I mean, it was like the flames were like coming outside the house.
Neighbors talking to Channel 2 Action News after the fire breaks out on Garibaldi Street. No injuries reported in that fire, and investigators are working to determine a cause. News about your health. Heart disease remains the leading cause of death in the U.S. and in Georgia.
In Georgia, more than 28,000 people die from heart disease every year. That's about 1 in 3 deaths overall. New statistics from the American Heart Association finds while medical advances have helped keep people living longer, many risk factors like high blood pressure and obesity continue to grow at high rates. According to a new report from the American Heart Association, a person in the U.S. dies of cardiovascular disease every 34 seconds, or nearly 2,500 people every day.
WSB Health reporter Sabrina Cupid says cancer and accidental deaths remain the second and third leading causes of death in the U.S. Now, WSB Money Update, and tech stocks take a beating today over the threat of a new high-performing, low-cost Chinese artificial intelligence company called DeepSeek.
All of a sudden, we have a Chinese company that basically said, hey, guess what? We have new AI models that we were able to develop without investing as much in these very expensive chips.
Money reporter Jill Schlesinger says the tech-heavy NASDAQ finishes the day down more than 3%. The Dow is up over 280 points for the day. One of UGA's high-rise dorms is about to undergo a $115 million upgrade. Renovation work will start this summer on Creswell Hall on the University of Georgia campus. The multi-million-dollar renovation will modernize the 1963 building. Some work starts this summer, and full construction starts in the spring of 2027. Georgia Gwinnett College reports enrollment is up. It increased 5% over the spring of 2024 to over 11,000 students. This is the 8th consecutive semester the college has seen growth. It is now 4:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic begins with Alex Williams.
Good afternoon, Bill. Starting off with a travel advisory in Cobb County, although I think it should be getting off to the right any time now. Crash has been in 2 right lanes, 285 southbound, the outer loop just below South Atlanta Road, exit 16. You're jammed up leaving I-75. You can take 75 south toward downtown as an alternate. Before that, 285 westbound slows before Georgia 400 passing Roswell Road. The interloop brake lights, 285 east and southbound from Ashford Dunwoody down past Highway 78. And we had earlier trouble, had a lane shut down in Canton, 575 northbound up around Highway 140 exit 16. That has cleared. How is the ride through downtown? Kobe Dawkins, School Rate Carrier Traffic Center.
Well, they're starting to get jammed. 75-85 northbound. Your delays start at University Ave, moving around the Grady Curve. 75
75 and 85 southbound. Brake lights start just before the merge point, both leading to I-20. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. The clouds moving out, becoming mostly clear for tonight, low 32. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy at times, high 56. Wednesday morning lows in the upper 30s, partly cloudy Wednesday afternoon, high 62.
Right now it's 50 in Johns Creek, 49 in Marietta, and 50 in Fairburn. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. I believe we are still in the midst of studies, surveys, and polls. So, Jared Yamamoto, if you have another one of those, I don't care, any of the three, toss it at me. If not, just let me know and tell me to shut up and move on. But if you do have one,
I'd like
toss
to hear
it at I thought you want to hear him tell me that. Is that what you want? You want him to tell me off because you don't have the courage to? Is that it? You want to live through Jared?
I would like to see your reaction to him doing that.
Well, as usual, I think it'd be the same as usual. A pummeling. As you know, I'm known to just punch people in the face when I don't get my way. So
I've seen
Jared understands this.
Yeah, I've seen it.
He usually tells me what I want to hear.
That's so.
He's been trained not to get punched in the face by Von Haessler.
You get a little violent here in this
Look,
studio.
I don't know how people keep their crews together. I know everything is on an individualized basis. What works here may not work somewhere else. But my style of leadership is just beat the hell out of people who disagree with me.
I do appreciate you putting the bat down from the first hour. That makes me feel a little safer.
Well, I can't knock the wits out of you completely. Then I can't use you. The idea is just to kind of terrify you, not actually cause harm. Because I need you to be able to be here tomorrow. I'm giving away all my secrets. I'm giving away all my leadership secrets. I should join one of those things that comes to State Farm Arena, the leadership conference, and then I'll get up there and tell
you
people.
Get a little mic right next to you.
Oh, yeah. I'll do like a TED Talk.
The TED Talk
I'm going
mic.
to tell you right now, I'm going to let the cat right out of the bag at the very beginning. You have got to beat the hell out of your employees. And I'm not talking about mentally. I'm talking about physically. You need to beat them up. And I'll be the biggest star on the leadership stage. This guy's different.
He's built different.
He has a different style. So, well, what if they call the cops? Well, if you've laid the groundwork of fear enough, then that doesn't happen. Maybe I'm the one that's special enough to pull this one off. Maybe most people can't make it happen. I don't know. But I know that it does work.
You got to come up with an acronym for fear, too, while you're at it. So that way, the FEAR, so that way that can be part of
fighting, whatever. Put that on the list for our next writers' meeting. For things that we have to come up with. When is our next writers' meeting? I believe in May sometime.
Of 2028.
Let's make sure we get we want to have
It's on the doctrine calendar.
Yeah.
Any new stuff, any old stuff? All right, what do you got?
Study from Fortune magazine.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
They have the
cost too much though, I think.
It does cost a lot. They have the 5 traits of a toxic work environment.
5 traits. I'm just giving you one of them. Eric punches you in the face. If so, that's one down.
Having to work in the office.
Being forced to work in the office.
There are a lot of people that are upset about that.
Not being able to, not having my boss understand how my life's journey works into this.
Well, one of the things they brought up here is they said that most workers don't feel like their fellow coworkers need to show up on time as long as they get the work done.
Well, that's okay for the boss to think that. See, that's the thing is, that might be a valid point of view if the boss thinks that. But if you're not the boss, that's not something that you can just introduce into the situation.
I think it's okay to work naked as long as you get the work done.
That's sure. Sure. And if the boss wants to allow that, let them deal with HR. I guess that's why they all want to listen. Can we just face why nobody wants to go to the office? During the pandemic, people fell in love with the idea of self-pleasuring or actually having a hookup in the middle of the workday, and they don't want to give it back. Look at that Jeffrey Toobin. He was self-pleasuring. He just accidentally left his
He still has his job?
Does he? They brought him back to CNN, but then I don't see him anymore.
He doesn't have a show anymore. He's just a contributor for them.
But, I mean, they don't have him on very often. They
Correct.
tried to bring him back, and people are like, hey, that guy started going to town on himself in front of all of his, Well, he didn't know the camera was on. He knew that he was in a 5-minute break.
They like to keep him
work.
They like to keep him after dark.
That's right. Yeah.
That guy works really hard.
He should be on like tubing after dark. 2 a.m.
Yeah.
He'll be there with Jim Acosta, who they're trying to like pretend doesn't work there anymore, so Trump doesn't go after him. Acosta and Tubin. 2 a.m. I want to see that show.
I would never go to sleep.
What are you writing a novel over there?
Well, I'm just writing where
just-
Alex Williams wants to go. So again, these are the 5 traits. So the first one is number 1. You don't necessarily need to show up on time as long as you get the work done. But
wait a minute, hold on.
Of course.
Hold on, wait a minute. You're trying to tell me these are the signs of a toxic. So I'm taking it that the employees are saying it's toxic because they're making us show up on time.
Correct.
Is it that simple?
It's that's
That
one of
is
them.
like something that you would say to somebody, oh, you're taking this woke thing over the top. Like, is it really that simple? Employees are complaining that it's a toxic work environment because they're expected to show up on time.
Correct.
Okay.
Now there's
If I
there's
told you Taylor Swift is an absolute American treasure. All right, go ahead. I just want to get that in.
you shouldn't be disrespectful to your employees. Disregarding your boundaries and needs is something that people
I don't
consider
see
to
how
be
you-
toxic in the work environment.
Oh, what? Well, what if somebody tells you your work isn't good enough?
That's toxic.
What if somebody says, like, what if all of a sudden they came to me and they said, yeah, Eric, nobody's listening to your show. Would I be like, oh, that's a toxic work environment? Or would I
Correct.
think I'm failing at my job?
They could put that in a couple categories. It could be unethical behavior, engaging in unacceptable actions by telling you that you're not doing a good job.
Well, I think their job is to tell me whether or not they're pleased with my work.
People don't like.
I don't know that I believe this is true. There's no way that these people
Are you doubting Fortune magazine?
Yeah, you're right.
They know
shouldn't.
people.
I shouldn't doubt that. They're all rich.
Yeah.
They know what they're talking about.
Rich people don't lie.
I wonder who the poorest person is that works at Fortune magazine. That must be a sad.
The janitor.
Well, I mean, really works. I mean,
Oh.
as part of not maintenance of the building. I'm talking about like in the whole staff. Like which one of them has to be known as? The way Ringo is known as the poorest Beatle. Like who is known at Fortune magazine as the poorest of the Fortune magazine people? I mean, because I'd be like, I'm not reading his articles. This guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I mean, he's rich. He's got a fortune. But he's got the smallest fortune at Fortune magazine. I can't follow his advice. What do you want to have, the smallest home in Country Club of the South? No. Just so you can tell people you live in Country Club of the South? So what have we gone through all of them? Or
Well,
is that
I think the important one here to take away is the
toxic. I think these kids think just work is toxic.
Well, Gemini chastised me for saying the poorest person working there and said I should refer to him as low-level, entry-level employee.
There we go. That's a lot better.
Yeah, low level sounds a lot better than poor.
Yeah.
Just people who just don't deserve more money, I think is what they're saying. If you say poor, they could be exploited or something. The other way around, it's like, these people just don't deserve money.
This study found that the most toxic trait of a bad work environment, though, is abusive managers that are bullying and trying to manipulate you and that lie to
Into
you.
coming into work on time. They're bullying me. Don't they recognize that my cat is depressed? You think, what am I supposed to just walk out? The cat is obviously depressed.
Mittens needs you.
Yeah. Now, I know we have a client and we need this presentation by Friday, and it's Thursday, but hello, my cat is depressed. Oh, what a toxic work environment. Do you know that I got there and my boss didn't seem to give a damn about my cat's mood or their depression? Can you imagine such a thing? Does he know what this means to my journey?
That falls under abusive managers and disrespectful. So
Yeah,
I think that's
absolutely.
double right there. That's bad.
Well, I've got an idea. Just don't go to work. Just don't work. Just don't work. If you can't handle it, just don't work. Marry somebody with money. Has that gone out of style? If you don't want to work, you can marry somebody with money. Or if you're young and hot, you can start an OnlyFans page. There are ways around this. Now, that's going to embarrass you once you reach 40 and will, haunt you by the time you reach your late 50s. But
as long as you're rich,
it's a good money-making opportunity right now.
If you've got the money in the bank account,
yeah,
then hey, you could laugh all day.
And if you're 22, the idea of being 65 one day is a ridiculous notion. It'll probably never happen. So don't worry about it.
You just gave me a business opportunity idea. create a website called findasimp.com.
Mhm.
So if you're a struggling young person,
Yeah, what's simp mean?
somebody that'll give anybody money just for attention and love.
Okay.
You just,
Sympathy, is that what it comes from?
it might be.
I don't
yeah.
know.
Find a simp.
Mhm.
Simple, I don't know.
Could be that,
SIMP. But you do that, you set it up. You and I can make money. We'll set this up.
Yeah.
And then we'll get all these suckers on there.
What are we finding them for again? What's the website again?
Findasimp.com.
Okay. All right.
And we're going to find these men or women that don't want to work, that want
Right.
to find a sugar daddy.
Okay.
I like this.
And we set them up. Those websites already exist?
Yeah, but we have a new name.
Kettle of Simps?
Kettle of Simps. Seeking a Simp.
I'll come up with a
Simp Seekers?
Simp Seekers.
Oh, there we go.
Simp Matcher?
I'll come up with the competitor, but in reality, we'll have the monopoly. So that way, we'll just
Yeah,
combine
we'll
all
pretend.
I'll share my data with you. You share your data with me.
And
we'll get
what
all the
we'll
simps.
do is, but we will convince people online that we're their best friends, and we'll have some nominal service. But what we're really doing is just getting their data that we can sell to other people. That's what we're going to do.
Brilliant.
I'm in.
Alex Williams says there's better news on 285 in Cobb County.
Good afternoon, Eric, and in 416, we'll bring you that better news. Crash was in two right lanes, 285 southbound, the outer loop, South Atlanta Road, exit 16. Got that off to the right, but you're still slow as you leave I-75. Now, if you're heading through downtown, you're jammed in from the 85-400 merge, heading south, 75 south slows at Northside Drive. Delays continue down to I-20. Northbound getting slower from I-20. Just found a new stall in the center lane. Georgia State Patrol trying to assist this one. 75-85 at northbound up at 17th Street. Checking the ride on I-85 toward Gwinnett County. Kobe Dawkins, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
And it's slow. 85 northbound leaving Spaghetti Junction, I-285 getting to Beaver Ruin Road, and still in Gwinnett County, Buford Drive at Frontier Drive. Your traffic lights are out, so treat that as a four-way stop. And looking at rides leaving Sandy Springs, Georgia 400 northbound, just the tap of the brakes getting past the North Springs MARTA station. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, we're looking for a home for Sherry. Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News. Sherry's our first WSB Dog of the Month. With Paws Atlanta, we're looking for Sherry's new family. She is 4, she's cuddly and curious. Meet her at WSBRadio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, will pay the adoption fee too. Have a look, WSBRadio.com/dog.
Hey, Belinda here, and I have Barry Petrie, Director of Virtual Imaging. Barry has a very interesting testimonial I want him to share with our listeners. Barry, tell us your story.
Belinda, I'm 55. I'm in good shape. I work out every day and took this job about a year ago. Unfortunately, I started having some symptoms about 3 or 4 months ago, so I decided to scan myself. Learned that I had a very high calcium score, and especially most of that was in my LAD, which you know is the Widowmaker. Long story short, I had my first stent put in about 6 weeks ago at Northside, and I feel great. I did not realize that I had lost a gear, and I've got that gear back. And I would have been one of those people that probably would have dropped dead looking perfectly healthy at 60 if I had not taken this role and did that scan.
Oh, wow. Folks, that story hits home. What are you waiting for? Go to Virtual Imaging and get a complimentary heart scan with few minimum requirements for you and your spouse. Call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or visit virtualimagingatl.com.
Cold temps can freeze water in the ground, wreaking havoc on your septic system. Hi, I'm Shannon, owner of Scorpion Septic. We can help. My licensed, insured, experienced team responds 24/7 with upfront pricing and high-quality work.
Take the sting out of septic service with Scorpion Septic, where there is never a pump-out charge with your repair. Details online, scorpionsepticservices.com.
ScorpionSepticServices.com. New investigations break on Channel 2 Action News. We get problems solved, plain and simple. Every day we follow the facts,
Started digging, only to find...
getting you the answers you need now.
We have live. Team 2 coverage.
Channel 2 never stops advocating for
An
you.
investigation regarding your tax dollars.
We're more than just Atlanta's news.
A warning for consumers regarding...
We've got your back all over North Georgia. See what's new, live every day at 4, 5, and 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter for BeTheYoungerYouATL.com. I need you, ladies and gentlemen, to call this number right now, 770-415-3000. Schedule a free consultation and receive a complimentary advanced body composition analysis. You need to be on this program. It's a weight loss program that works. It's worked for me, and everybody tells me they see it. I've lost the weight and kept it off. Listen, you need to know what's going on inside your body. It's easy to lose the weight and keep it off only with the BeTheYoungerYou.ATL.com weight loss program. But you know what's not easy? To see what's going on the inside. And what's going on the inside is high visceral fat levels, just like I had before I joined the BeTheYoungerYou.ATL.com weight loss program. Please go to BeTheYoungerYou.ATL.com right now or call 770-415-3000.
Jewelrygram, it's your friends at Shane Company here to remind you that Valentine's Day is Friday, February 14th. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart, like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural rubies, colorful sapphires, and natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. At Shane Company, love is always in the air with our unmatched free lifetime warranty and everyday competitive prices. Come visit us in-store and at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Start your year off stress-free and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Don't worry about the hassle of constant cleaning and making costly repairs. With a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can receive an all-cash offer and move when you're ready. There are no showings, no open houses, and no stress. With over 12,500 five-star reviews, you can trust Mark Spain Real Estate to sell your home stress-free and for the most money. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Jared Yamamoto, you and your friends. The only reason I'm not really annoyed is they're not my friends, so I don't have to deal with them. But I don't get, why does everything have to be a theme or a, so you know what a bachelor party usually is.
Yeah, you go to a strip club, somebody embarrasses
whatever.
themselves.
That's right. It ends up
over.
awkward, and then you end up just drinking and talking with your friends, really.
All that stuff ends up happening on bachelor parties.
But there has to be now themes. So his bachelor party in Memphis, they had to have a scavenger hunt.
We had to find relics in Memphis, yes.
Why?
Because it made the drinking more entertaining as we're going around town. Because
you know what makes drinking entertaining? People who know how to have good conversations and make each other laugh.
We had great conversations. And I got to say,
playing a game. The whole world is Survivor now. So, we got to put together a puzzle on the beach before Jared can get married.
My best man did a great job of making sure that we hit like the places in Memphis that you have to hit while you're there, like the places
jail?
that are known. In the jail, yeah. I'm sure that's
Most people that I know go to Memphis end up in jail. That's just been my experience. But now he's going to a friend's bachelor party.
This is the year of weddings. We have 5 weddings this spring, and I have 2
so
bachelor
they got
parties.
a whole thing where you have to show up like you're in a hair metal band from the 80s, and you have to say to everybody you see,
I want to rock.
I mean, imagine how annoying that would become.
The name of the band is called London Bulge that we're into.
You going to put a pepperoni down your shirts?
I guess so.
Everything is cosplay.
Yeah.
Like, why would you want to go through all that when you just want to, let's just go drink and
Let's go to the Cheetah.
Right, let's go drink, let's do
Well,
whatever.
let's
let's
bachelor
have the
party-
awkward exchange with strippers and then move on.
Now, one thing where I agree with you guys and how your bachelor parties was I wanted to make sure that my bachelor party was
I didn't have one.
I wanted to make
He
sure
didn't have one.
I wanted to make sure that mine
He doesn't have any friends.
Right. Well, we elope.
You didn't even have like a party though, like
Afterward,
did
yeah,
you?
but we didn't go to strip club.
I wasn't invited.
Well, it's tight.
I wasn't.
Oh,
Very
wow.
tight knit.
Yeah.
I'm not inside that tight. I mean, I would have.
I mean, I was there, Eric. You were there?
No.
No, he wasn't there.
I'm. You know how I am. I'm glad not to be invited anywhere, but like
It was a small dinner
it
party.
kind of stings, but it doesn't really sting because I would have had to go.
You would have liked.
I would like to have
declining.
been able to say I can't make it.
You would have liked that
That's
opportunity.
what
I should have given you that
should have given-
opportunity.
You knew I wasn't going to come. At least give me the opportunity to decline the invitation.
At least for bachelor parties for your generation, you guys are mindful about the cost. And that was one thing that I tried to do by having mine in Memphis. People could
Yeah.
drive, the cost of the place that we stayed at a trap house.
Yeah.
So it was super cheap to stay there.
What does trap house mean? Is that
Trap-
like we're serial
they
killers?
sell drugs.
Yeah. It was basically like an
you're
Airbnb.
in that part of town?
Oh, it was a bad part of town.
Oh my god!
But it was
In
close.
Memphis, you could die.
We were
Are you
close to
familiar
Beale-
with Memphis,
we were-
Tennessee? I used to live there.
We were close to Beale Street, and it was cheap. So I want to make sure that my groomsmen and my
Just
best
off
buddies,
of Overton Square.
Yeah.
Well, surely it's safe here.
want to make sure my all my best buddies had.
we
an
went to
affordable
Beirut.
cost.
Yeah. It's not all of Beirut.
Just
There's
a-
a couple of.
yeah.
If you avoid, the border areas.
But this bachelor party that I'm going to, and a lot of other ones, a lot of other bachelorette parties as well too, they're so expensive. This one, it's going to be in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So I've got
that's
to buy a flight and everything.
ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Come on.
I mean, I had to go to Spain for a wedding, but she was marrying a Spaniard. So there was actually a Spanish family. It wasn't a getaway kind of destination. Now you're having destination bachelor parties?
Oh yeah, this has been a thing for a while. But I'm fine with the destination. But
Stop
as long as it's
asking
close.
so much out of your friends. You're getting married. You want to know something? It's not that interesting. Look around. An awful lot of other people have gotten, oh, wait a minute, I forgot. You're special. Alex Williams says there's a stall on the connector.
And some better news with that stall, Eric. At 425 was in the center lane. Georgia State Patrol ushered it to the right shoulder. 7585 northbound, right at 17th Street in Midtown. Exit 251, but you're still going to stay slow back to University Avenue. Also crashed all to the right, 7585 southbound before I-20. That adds to the delays from the 85-400 merge. And if you're traveling 75 northbound toward Cobb County, we'll call it sluggish out of northwest Atlanta, heading up toward Kennesaw. How's the ride on I-20, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, starting on the East Freeway, we're seeing delays leaving the perimeter 20 eastbound, getting into Stonecrest at Lithonia Industrial Boulevard. And on the West Freeway, you're in great shape, leaving I-285 20 westbound, getting past Thornton Road. And then you're dealing with a crash off to the right past Fairburn Road, exit 37, causing slight delays moving through Douglasville. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Heavy rains have recently impacted widespread areas of North Georgia. How did your roof hold up? Heavy rains expose roof leaks that can lead to water damage. Schedule a free roof analysis from Dave Baker, trusted and recommended, FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
On Wednesday, February 5th, Atlanta, Georgia is where the best wrestle as All Elite Wrestling presents Dynamite. Are you ready for some Dynamite tonight? Be there live and witness the one-of-a-kind professional wrestling experience that only AEW can deliver. When AEW returns to Atlanta, all for as little as $20.
Let's get down to business.
AEW Dynamite, Wednesday, February 5th from Gateway Center Arena. Tickets on sale now starting at $20 at AEWTIX.com.
Happy New Year from your friends at Lloyd Advisor Group. As we look into 2025, it is very common to set goals and expectations for the year. Personally, I try to have goals in each area of my life to help provide direction and guidance to my steps. One goal for this year is to be more present in the moment, giving each area its due. I would encourage you to do the same thing with each of the goals you set for this year. And if one of your goals this year is to address your financial situation, we would love to help you. Call us at 770-766-5611. Again, that's 770-766-5611. We would thoroughly enjoy making this year the year you reach that goal.
Advisory services offered through Lloyd Advisory Services, LLC. The Lloyd Group Incorporated is an independent licensed insurance agency, and you may be provided with information regarding the purchase of insurance and other financial products.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible, yet simple, one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aaron back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Founded by hardworking Georgians in 1992, Builders provides tailored insurance solutions to safeguard workers and business owners from costly accidents. Explore reliable workers' compensation and general liability products at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
Get the WSB Radio app.
This story is breaking right now.
Get notifications from your source for news.
If you have the WSB Radio app, then you saw the breaking news.
Get the WSB Radio app.
Don't miss a thing with the WSB app.
Download it from the App Store today.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top story: as immigration raids begin, some local groups have been making sure people were informed even before President Trump took office.
The recent immigration arrests are what Latin American Association CEO Santiago Marquez says he's been preparing people for months.
We started back in December, mid-December, putting out information to the community on know your rights, on think about creating a plan if you feel that you may be in jeopardy or you might be at risk for deportation.
He says they continually update the information to ensure it's accurate. They also provide cards in English and Spanish with what you can say to immigration officials if you are detained. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Immigration sweeps across the metro Atlanta area lead to numerous arrests. Chamblee Mayor Brian Mock says people are worried.
People are scared. Folks that would have normally went to work today stayed home because they were afraid to come out.
He says there's no doubt immigration reform is needed, but he says it's wrong to say Chamblee's Hispanic community is transient. He says many people who live there have been there for decades. The city of Brookhaven acknowledges the impact the raids are having on residents along the Buford Highway corridor. It is now 50 degrees in Atlanta. Clouds moving out tonight. Wind do we hit the 60s? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. This is just in. The Atlanta-based CDC is ordered to stop working with WHO immediately.
A memo was sent to senior leaders at CDC late Sunday night, and according to the Associated Press, which got a copy of this memo, it ordered all agency staff to immediately stop collaborations with the World Health Organization and, quote, await further guidance.
WSB Health reporter Sabrina Cupid says President Trump issued an executive order last week to begin the process of withdrawing from WHO, which would require approval from Congress. Tens of thousands of Palestinians returned to Gaza. Reporter Linda Gradstein in Jerusalem says it comes after Israel lifted its closure of the north.
On one hand, they're very happy. They're happy to leave southern Gaza. They see it as a victory, as a political victory. But it's not clear really how they're going to live. You know, it's still winter, it's still cold, rainy. So there's a lot of uncertainty.
Hamas calls the return a victory for our people and a declaration of failure and defeat for the Israeli occupation and transfer plans. A prescription fraud RICO case comes to an end in Cherokee County.
The final defendant in the case has entered a negotiated plea and has been sentenced. The case involved the illegal obtaining of prescription drugs using a pad stolen from a doctor. The leader of the group, Leslie Ann Archambault, was sentenced in 2023 to 3 years in prison and 12 on probation. Law enforcement first became aware of the illegal activity in September of 2022 when a Roswell medical practice discovered that Archambault, a former employee, had been filling prescriptions using a doctor's credentials. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Gwinnett County police make an arrest after two recent residential burglaries in the Stone Mountain area. Detectives locate an e-commerce listing with property recently stolen in one of the burglaries. They're able to recover nearly $20,000 in stolen electronics and jewelry during the search of a residence on Old Tucker Road. Police arrest 39-year-old Corey Brenner. He's charged with 2 counts of burglary. An earthquake near the coast of Maine rattles houses across New England.
They're not reporting any predictions of any aftershocks, so that's a good thing because typically that's what you have to look out for. It was 3.8 magnitude is the last update of what the USGS is giving us.
Nicole Pastana, Emergency Management Director in York, Maine, says there are no reports of significant damage or injuries. A brand new flavor is coming to Coca-Cola's soft drink lineup.
The Atlanta-based soda giant says Coca-Cola Orange Cream was developed in direct response to consumer demand for the iconic and nostalgic taste. It's described as a mix of cola, orange, and vanilla flavors. Coca-Cola Orange Cream will hit store shelves February 10th in regular and sugar-free versions. It comes months after Coke discontinued its spiced drink.
WSB Cheryl Castro reports this won't be a permanent flavor, but Coke says it will remain on sale at least through early next year. It is now 4:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic now with Alex Williams.
And Bill, still watching this crash off to the right in Cobb County, 285 southbound, the outer loop just past South Atlanta Road, exit 16. Adding to those delays back toward New Northside, Powers Ferry. You're also slow out of Dunwoody into Sandy Springs, 285 westbound from Ashford Dunwoody passing Roswell Road. The inner loop, 285 eastbound. You're also seeing those brake lights from Chamblee Dunwoody Road, trying to make your way past that busy I-85 interchange in DeKalb County. For those taking I-85 toward Gwinnett County, how's that ride? Kobe Dawkins, School Day Carrier Traffic Center.
And it's jammed 85 northbound. Those delays start before Spaghetti Junction, I-285 getting past Steve Reynolds Boulevard, and in Gwinnett County, Buford Drive at Frontier Drive. Your traffic signal is out. Treat that as a four-way stop. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. The clouds moving out and cooling down for tonight. Temperatures falling to the low 30s tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, high 56. A warm up on the way for Wednesday. Morning low 39, afternoon high 62 with a partly cloudy sky.
It's 50 degrees right now in Conyers, 49 in Powder Springs, and 48 in Buford. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, get a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate and sell your home for maximum value, and that's without the stress of listing your home on the market. Hey, Sean Hannity here. You know, trying to sell your home can be overwhelming. With the guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, you can skip the entire hassle, get an all-cash offer, and close within days. That means no showings, no open houses, and the best part, no stress. Just go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer will be, and then you can start packing.
You get up every morning and make it all work. You make the hospitals and the labs work. You keep the shelves stocked, the cash registers ringing, the production lines producing. At Vestas, we have the uniforms and workplace supplies you need to do what you do every day. When you think uniforms, floor mats, first aid kits, restroom supplies, think Vestas. Vestas, uniforms and workplace supplies for the people who make it all work. Learn more at Vestas.com.
A DUI conviction might cost you your license. Get the DUI lawyer, GeorgeStein.com.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
No hot water in my house since Thursday. And been taking what my mom used to call a whore's bath.
Oh, boy.
We used to call that something different, but we can't call it that anymore. So it's,
hey pal, look, I'm back, and you can say whatever the hell you want.
I like whore's bath. Well, what would be the best, like, spot bath? I guess is the way to put it. Where you just clean the stinky parts.
Ah, I see.
And the head, I have to do the head as well, because that's a stinky part for me. I don't know about anybody else. I feel like if my head is clean, I'm clean.
Well,
but if my head is not, no, but you know what I mean. Obviously, you can't go stinking up the rest of the real estate. But I'm saying is, if everything is good, but my head is not clean, because a lot of people in the whore's bath do not wash their head, their hair. But I have to. So that's one of my stinky points. Is the head. So
have you ever tried the dry shampoo before? Maybe your wife has some.
That stuff smells. I don't even know what that is. It doesn't seem right. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the greatest product in the world, but I've just never even thought to actually look into it. Dry shampoo makes no. What I'm just gonna like talcum powder. I'm gonna put that on my head and then walk around. It makes no sense to me. Now maybe it works. Does it work? How does something clean your hair? Is it like a chemical that just eats the oils?
It must be. I'm not sure the science
That's
of how
what
it
I
works.
don't want.
I think it has talc in it, and it sucks up the oil at the base.
Yeah, but then where does it go?
It looks like you got dandruff.
Where does it go? I'm gonna look like Pete Hegseth.
Yeah.
Look at the big. My oils.
The great Pete Hegseth.
Yeah. Hegseth.
You're
yeah,
right
I don't
to-
want a chemical on my head that. Like something I'd throw in my pool.
It absorbs
Yeah.
absorbs excess oil and grease from your hair using a starch-based ingredient.
But where does that go? Then that's got to become something.
It goes into your skin.
Oh, it latches onto your skin
Yeah.
until the next time that you
Why don't you get one
wash?
of those big brass tubs and fill it with boiling hot water? Your wife
Yeah.
can bathe you like it's
Yeah,
1820.
That's right.
There you go.
You know what? It brings the family together.
Yeah,
when you all
bathtub.
gather around
Yeah.
that large tub and I actually had years like that.
Come on, everybody
When I was
bathe
in
paw.
third grade.
Everybody bathe paw.
No, we would be in the sink. I remember bathing in the sink.
In the sink?
Yeah. This is when we didn't have any running water. So we had to go to the town well, to get the water, and then the water had to be heated up. And it was exactly like that. But I think it was actually some sort of basin, but they put it on the stove. So, yes, I do have quite a past, quite a history.
Your
Thank
mom
you very
would make
much.
the soap out back.
Yeah, on the cement pond.
Mm.
We need more lye.
All right, you said you want to do some open mics.
I
Is
think
that what
they're pretty good. We
Should
got
we
a lot-
officially open up the open
Yes.
mics, or should we just do an open mic here or there?
I don't know if people understand the concept of open mic, so I like the idea of playing the sounder to make sure people understand.
Yeah, we don't want to leave the audience in the dark.
Your open mics from the WSB radio app.
Well, there it is.
See, now people understand. Like this guy, he understands.
Yeah,
now.
they didn't know where it was.
still don't get it.
Well, it's on the app. It's not a phone call.
Where do I hear it?
You hear it here. If you
How do
play
I
it.
make it?
You would use the WSB radio app, and there's an area that says open mics. Is that what it says?
Do I
It's
get it
open
on
mic.
the internet or the phone?
It would be on your app, so that would be the phone usually, or an iPad.
Can you get it on an iPhone?
You can get it on an iPhone. Yes, sir, you can. What can you not get on an iPhone?
A
For
woman.
heaven- I don't know if that's so true anymore. You can get a woman on an iPhone.
They
You
got
can
an
use.
app for that?
Oh, they got apps for meeting people. Sure.
Huh.
You can't buy them, but well, actually, you probably can.
DoorDash bring her over?
Trump just let that guy out, so maybe pretty soon you will be able to buy people on the internet again.
Like what guy?
Ross Ulbricht.
The Silk Road guy.
That's right.
You know, I'm looking at his story, and I know that Trump basically at the Libertarian Convention said, if you vote for me, I'm going to let this guy free. So he kind of had to. But I don't know that it's so clear that he didn't want to hire people to murder other people. I'm not so sure about that. It's just kind of like glossed over.
He did create a trading place for things like that to happen.
Yeah, and I get his point of view is I just created this post. You know, it's not my fault if somebody hires a hitman. I'm like, whatever. But there's some evidence that he was trying to convince people to murder other people.
Oh.
And so that's something that people need to look into a little bit. I'm not saying that he has to go back to jail. I'm just saying before you turn him into a saint.
Are you saying Trump didn't really look into it that much?
I don't know if he did or didn't.
Promises kept.
Guy is like he's just going so fast. Like as a person who has a daily radio show, it's just too much for me. It's like every time I look down, there's 20 new headlines. Trump this, Trump
It's
that,
so
Trump the
much.
other thing. And then meanwhile, I don't really give a damn about the culture war stuff. So it's not like I'm like somebody who's like I'm neutral, kind of. I just call them as I see them. That's the way that I am. So, but I'm not like one of these hosts who can go, hey, we won and he did this, and I can come on and rah and cheer. It's just like trying to keep up with all this stuff. It's just like, I just ignore it all. I know that I'm ignoring the reactions to what he's doing because it's all just knee-jerk. You got to let time go by, and then you'll find out 3 months later, 6 months later, a year later, was this a good thing? Was it a bad thing? You don't know in the first 48 hours.
I know that letting go of watchdogs is a bad idea.
Yeah, exactly, because you've never thought about government watchdogs before ever in your life. Like, oh, and then you say, well, a government watchdog, couldn't they either be doing a good or bad job? It's like these certain things where, no, everybody who does this is wonderful. This should always be saved because every single government watchdog has been one of the best people in their community. Do we know that? Do we know that to be true? So, yeah, a year later, if there are no new government watchdogs, you go, okay, this was a problem. I'll tell you the one I'm not at all like buying the hype on with Trump this time is Trump. But the one that I am a little worried about is Elon Musk. He does seem to be getting beyond odd. He's the richest guy in the world. And now does he feel like he should have something to say about every election on the planet? Like, what is he?
Whatever drug he's taking, he's
that
he
weird.
keeps him up all the time.
See him glitching out at the inauguration with his head. He's like,
it must reboot.
well, you're involved in the government now. You're at an inauguration. Yeah. Take some ketamine before you go. By all means.
Maybe he has like 2 Neuralinks as well connected up along with taking the ketamine.
And they fight each
but
other.
Bezos looked weird too. He was like,
I got him all drugged up.
These tech guys.
Yeah. And meanwhile,
these are not people that you want. Like, everybody is following these people. They're insane people. They're glitchy.
Zuckerberg was just staring at boobs.
Well, now with Jeff Bezos' stupid weirdo girlfriend, wife, whatever
Lauren
the hell
Sanchez.
she is.
White
my
lingerie.
God. What a complete insane. This couple is insane. And the only thing that this couple can't understand is why they have to die. Right? So you look at all these tech people. Oh, my God, it's so great. We're on top of the world. You know what we should work on? Never dying. Like, as if that's a good idea. Well, that'd be a great idea. You know what's going to happen the moment they figure out that nobody dies, or let's say that everybody lives to be 400 to 500? Whoever the elite are then are going to be the elite for the next 400 years. That's what's going to happen. What a great idea. And this Bezos and his wife, it's like, things are going so great. Why do we have to die? We got to figure something else out. And Bezos, even though he's like, the second or third richest man in the world, is still like some kind of guy who's like, hey, you see my girlfriend? Hey, you see that?
That's that Amazon money right there.
Yeah. Well, she looks like a blow-up doll from Amazon. I mean,
You got her a Temu.
got her at Temu and gave her an upgrade. I mean, these are just strange people that we should not be allowing to create the future that we know is dystopian. Already our kids are insane with the social media. AI. Again, there's another story today. One of these companies exposed all the data from like half of the people in the United States, and we're just like, yeah, we know it's hurting everybody, but we have to do it. Yes, we have to keep going in this direction. Can we get this whole thing about our data not being before we move? No, we got to keep going. No, it's terrible. It's awful, but we can't let China get there first. It's a ridiculous time we live in. Alex Williams says there are delays on I-20 and DeKalb.
And at 447, Eric, we are watching the brake lights on I-20 eastbound. You jam in right around I-285, braking free past Panola Road, exit 71 as you make the drive through Lithonia. Then a few more brake lights in Conyers, but no need for an alternate. That's getting past West Avenue, exit number 80. I-20, the West Freeway, 20 westbound, a little sluggish from the downtown connector through West Atlanta. Then that merging madness between 285 and Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Then you slow again. That's not sunshine today, just volume. I-20 westbound from Thornton Road for the ride out through Douglasville. Earlier crash before Chapel Hill Road has cleared. Kobe Dawkins, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
Well, watching 75 northbound getting into the northwest suburbs, you're a little bit sluggish starting at the South 120 loop getting to Chastain Road, and looking at 575 northbound, slight delays leaving 75 getting into Woodstock, and also looking at rides on Georgia 400 northbound, brake lights leaving the perimeter getting to Northridge Road. This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio to get an extra 5% off. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Thank
you, Jesus.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Just enter the word at WSBRadio.com or on the WSB Radio app.
Your next chance to win is coming up at 5.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
Hey, it's Shelley Winter for BeTheYoungerYouATL.com. I need you, ladies and gentlemen, to call this number right now, 770-415-3000. Schedule a free consultation and receive a complimentary advanced body composition analysis. You need to be on this program. It's a weight loss program that works. It's worked for me, and everybody tells me they see it. I've lost the weight and kept it off. Listen, you need to know what's going on inside your body. It's easy to lose the weight and keep it off only with the BeTheYoungerYouATL.com weight loss program. But you know what's not easy? To see what's going on the inside. And what's going on the inside is high visceral fat levels, just like I had before I joined the BeTheYoungerYouATL.com weight loss program. Please go to BeTheYoungerYouATL.com right now or call 770-415-3000.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 888-471-3896. That's 888-471-3896. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Dave Baker here for Ben Hill Renovations. I know what's important to you when you're looking for a new deck. You want the work done with quality workmanship, on time, within your budget, and built correctly. Getting a new deck from Ben Hill Renovations checks all the boxes. And when it comes to new decks, pretty much anything you can imagine, Ben Hill can do. And they're all backed by the Ben Hill Workmanship Warranty. Swing by the new Ben Hill Renovations showroom in Douglasville and talk to one of their designers. Or see them on the web at bhrenovations.com. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
And I hope that's perfectly well understood.
Save it for the recap.
Had to run some things down. That I'm the only one on this
that
show.
Josh Allen didn't get a first down.
Don't try to pick at that word.
He really believes that. I walked away from him this
It's
morning.
okay. People can dispute it either way. He got the first down. That's what doesn't matter. You know what? This is the way that I feel. Get 2 yards. And then if you leave it in the ref's hands, then you never know what's going to happen. So get 2 yards. That's the way that I feel about it. We opened up open mics. We didn't play any, so we better play some.
And I feel like we should play an example of an open mic that maybe you wait just a few minutes before or after you do this particular action before doing
you're
it.
saying people get yeah. You can hold on to a thought until there's a better time.
Yeah, until there's a better time and a place. But you be the judge here.
Hey, Eric. Let me give you one good reason the Gulf of America is a good thing.
Is that what just
really
flushed?
think about it? I mean, you have North America, South America.
Yeah. Okay, I never thought of that.
And then just this little sliver between the two, Mexico.
Yeah.
How is it they get to name it?
How did they get to name it?
Not us.
I don't even know they named it. I don't know who named it. Only thing I can tell you, first of all, yes, you are right. Protocol. Just get out of the bathroom.
Yeah, all you have to do is wait 30
I
seconds. And then
I hate to break it to you, but the open mic wasn't so like I gotta get this in right now. I could have gotten that in.
I missed time.
Another time.
I missed time that I thought.
My only point about all of it is I have been following current events since I was 16 or 17 years of age. And every issue has gone over and up, and some issues are just perennial, right? Abortion, gun control, whatever. They are always there. Other issues come and go at the moment. The border is a big issue always. So there's plenty of issues that I've talked to people about, and concerns have been raised. I have never once in my 60 years read an article where people are complaining about this, have ever had a conversation with a political person where there's boy, this is unjust. I have never heard anyone ever mentioning the name of the Gulf of Mexico until Trump said he was going to do it. I've never, not like, oh, finally, someone. I've never heard the conversation has never taken place as far as I know in my lifetime.
Yeah, but Eric, I've got a really good point I got to make about
let's go. Hold on, let's listen to what this guy has to say. Alex Williams says there are brake lights on 285 in Cobb County.
At 455, Eric, we see those delays. 285 west and southbound, the inner loop starting right around the Chattahoochee River, approaching I-75. You can take those down to I-20, the West Freeway in DeKalb County, starting in Doraville. 285 eastbound, the inner loop slowing at Buford Highway exit number 32. No relief till you down toward Memorial Drive. And if you're traveling on I-85 northbound out of DeKalb in Gwinnett County, you jam in from Chamblee Tucker, but improving the closer you get to Duluth. Traffic lights still flashing red on Buford Highway, or just right around Commerce Drive, also Frontier Drive. Treat that as a four-way stop. Checking the ride on the south side, Kobe Dawkins.
Slight delays getting into McDonough, 75 southbound. A little bit of slowage starts at Hudson Bridge Road to Hampton Road, and northbound rides a little bit sluggish from Hampton Road to Jodico Road, and then clears up getting to the perimeter. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Up top, Bike Shop.
Yeah. It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for the their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077. 800-935-6077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Every year, almost 30,000 babies in America are born with birth injuries. It's every parent's worst nightmare. If your child suffered a birth injury, please call our firm to find out if we can help.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing a better way for you to get better care. And that starts with being there to support you around the clock. When you call or text, we'll always answer with 24/7 access to mental health clinicians, and we'll call you too. With a 100% follow-up rate to make sure you have everything you need. Whatever works best for you, works best for us. We're really just here to help you get better. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top local story, President Trump's immigration crackdown has many people worried across metro Atlanta.
Federal agents say the arrests were targeted at people who have criminal histories or final deportation orders, but that is not making people any less nervous, according to Chamblee Mayor Brian Mock.
People don't want to come out and go shopping or go to work or take their kids to school.
He says they may be intending to detain only bad actors, but it has a ripple effect.
They may be picking up a few folks doing bad things. The folks that are surrounding them and in those areas are being affected as well.
And Mock says local businesses and the children of detainees are just some of the collateral damage. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
With immigration enforcement actions now extending here to Atlanta, a Georgia lawmaker introduces a bill to crack down on cities that don't cooperate.
The bill waives the immunity for local governments, including elected officials and law enforcement, if they don't work with and carry out orders from federal immigration officials. Republican State Senator Blake Tillery is the bill's sponsor.
All that Senate Bill 21 says is that if a local government or a local government official is not abiding by Georgia immigration law, then they stand responsible for what may come if they don't abide by Georgia immigration law.
Last year, lawmakers passed a bill requiring local sheriffs to coordinate with ICE on enforcement action. From the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
About 200 Georgia troops are headed to the southern border as part of President Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration. The troops from Fort Stewart near Savannah will support enhanced detection and monitoring efforts. They will also help set up and repair physical barriers the soldiers left on Sunday. They are among around 1,500 active duty troops from the Army and U.S. Marines deploying to the southern border. It is now 51 degrees in Atlanta, mostly sunny tomorrow. How many days in the 60s ahead this week? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. At the Gwinnett County murder trial of 3 alleged gang members accused of a fatal carjacking, closing arguments are now finished.
They weren't even there. That's the message two defense attorneys argued to the Gwinnett County jury. Lawrence Lewis for alleged carjacking accomplice David Booker.
Nobody ever identified David.
And Tom Clegg for alleged getaway driver Miles Collins says neither his phone nor video nor a witness even places Collins at that QT where Bradley Coleman was killed.
When it comes to Mr. Collins, we really can't prove all that much, can we?
As for admitted shooter Josiah Hewley, defense attorney Tracy Drake contends he never meant to shoot Coleman, just to get away when Coleman went for his gun to fight back.
Intent is very, very important.
Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
News about your health. Heart disease remains the #1 killer in the U.S. and in Georgia.
There are more than 28,000 deaths each year here in Georgia from heart disease. Cardiologist Dr. Tara Narula.
Cardiovascular disease kills more Americans than all forms of cancer and accidents
deaths combined. That's one American every 34 seconds.
The American Heart Association's annual update finds risk factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity continue to rise. The good news, smoking rates and cholesterol levels are going down. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
Now, WSB Money Update. Tech stocks plummet today over the threat of a new, high-performing, low-cost Chinese artificial intelligence company. CBS News tech contributor Ian Sherr has more on DeepSeek and its impact on U.S. markets.
The stock values of many tech companies have been growing, particularly because of the boom in AI. And so the idea that these firms may have increased competition and thus likely have to accept lower profits is clearly making some shareholders rethink their investments.
The tech-heavy NASDAQ closes the day down more than 3%. The Dow is up almost 290 points. Falcons running back Bijan Robinson is going to the 2025 Pro Bowl games in Orlando. He replaces Eagles running back Saquon Barkley, who will be playing in the Super Bowl. Robinson was voted a first alternate for the Pro Bowl. He joins two other Falcons selected for the games, Chris Lindstrom and Kaderil Hodge. It is now 5:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, it is triple team traffic, and here is Alex Williams.
And right now, Bill, we're going to check the ride to the northern suburbs, 75 northbound. On and off the brake pedal as you leave South Marietta Parkway up toward Kennesaw, approaching Chastain Road. 575 northbound, we'll call it sluggish this afternoon from Barrett Parkway up to Highway 92 in Woodstock. 400 northbound, those delays start right around 285, breaking free at Northridge, exit 6 in Sandy Springs. You slow again from Old Milton Parkway, getting through the work zone, approaching McFarland Parkway and Forsyth County. And looks like new trouble out of Lawrenceville. Crash 316 westbound right around Sugarloaf Parkway. Delays filling in behind that. How is the ride downtown? Kobe Dawkins, Cool Rate Carrier Traffic Center.
Well, it's jammed. 7585 northbound delays start just past Langford Parkway, moving around the Grady Curve to North Avenue. 75 southbound brake lights start at Howell Mill Road. 85 southbound, you start to get slow at Georgia 400, both leading to I-20. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now, Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official heating of winter. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clouds thin out for tonight. Temperatures falling into the low 30s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, a little on the breezy side, high 56. Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds, morning low 39, afternoon high 62. Staying mild on Thursday, partly cloudy, morning low 40, afternoon high 64. Watching for our next round of rain showers and a few thunderstorms possible on Friday, high 65. Saturday and Sunday, the rain moves out, staying mild with highs in the mid-60s.
Right now it's 50 in Peachtree Corners, 49 in Austell, 50 in Fayetteville. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Hour 3 always corresponds with the 5 o'clock hour, which means it's the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz 5 o'clock hour keyword. And that word, credit. 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 Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBradio.com/cash for your chance to win. Again, that keyword is credit. CREDIT. Also, after you go through all of that, make sure you pick up your phone because we cannot leave a message. We have to get in touch with you in person on the phone. We have to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
That's what we need to be
Old
doing.
school.
Having more conversations in this country.
Let's have a conversation about what's going on in America right now.
You have a couple more open mics? Because I realize now that you have the Dr. Phil. I haven't heard any of this.
I have it's a little
wonderful.
It's a little teaser of
is
it here.
as dumb as I would have. Oh, they're about to go in there now.
Here's a little teaser from it.
Yeah.
All right, go, well,
That's you.
So Dr. Phil is the television host of the immigration raids? Is that what's going on? Okay, all right.
You're going back.
Immigration, Phil.
Phil, you don't have any authority here. You're just...
Oh, I do. Yeah.
All right, we'll get to that. But we have a couple of mics. Let's go.
People are responding to what we talked about in the first hour about treating their animals like royalty. And we got a couple of mics.
All I'm saying is this, and you can't be right and disagree with me on this one. I'm sorry. Pets don't have humans. Humans have pets. Now, I believe that at that point you are the steward. You have a responsibility to make your pet's life decent and all of that. I'm not saying that you treat them as if they're inanimate objects, but the idea that they pick you rather than the other way around is insane, and usually means there's an issue or two that the person saying that to you has not dealt with in their lives. So the pet is meaning a little more than the pet should, as far as filling some sort of hole in the soul.
Well, we have a lot of
So
theories.
it's not fair to the pet that you use them to fill holes in your soul.
Well, we have
they should just be pets. Like, hey, how you doing, Rufus?
We have people with their theories as to why they may be filling the void with their pets.
Eric, what the hell do you mean? What does it speak to that all these people think that their pets are people and that they need some sort of validation from their pets? It's because we're such a lonely, depressed world. You talk about it all the time, brother. We're so lonely that we conflate these pets with our only friend because we don't have any real friends out in the real world because they're all on social media. It's like an actual friend that's really there, but they can't do people, so it's an animal.
Well, that's true. And also, they can't disagree with you on social media because they're a pet. So you can always assume they agree with every notion that you have about the world. It's interesting. You can always pretend your pet shares your worldview because the pet can never speak up and go, no, I would have voted for Trump. Can you imagine? Yeah, all these people who are like, oh, I'm so nice. What if their pet started talking? What if this pet started talking? They're like, hey, you know, I don't know. I think that reformist party in Germany, I think they should. Like, what if your pet all of a sudden started saying stuff to
Your
you?
German Shepherd is pro
Yes,
AFD.
Yeah. Is that what they are? AF.
Yeah.
Why is the F, like the A is capitalized?
Always fascist Deutschland.
Is that what it is?
I
What-
think so.
Well, I mean, that's what they say. But the critics, but
Well, I
it's
think you
weird.
should stop
Like the
being
first letter.
guilty.
Yeah, I mean, what did he say? You got to stop feeling guilty.
Eventually, you have to stop. Generations. A couple of your grandparents and your great grandparents. It's time to be proud to be German.
Well, I mean, okay, I kind of get that, but
You get over the guilt.
the idea of getting over the guilt. I don't know if that's a good way to put it.
Wait, actually, I've got the audio here, guys. Here it is.
I think some things that, something I think that is just very important is that people take pride in Germany and being German.
Yeah.
This is very important.
Oh yeah, they didn't
It's
start 2 world wars.
it's okay to be proud to be German. This is a very important principle.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So
no one's saying it isn't. I don't think. I kind of understand what he's saying, but the idea of stop feeling guilty. Like, well, there's one thing probably.
Yeah.
I mean, there are still some people alive who are part of that. Not many, but there are some. I don't ever feel like the son is guilty of the
sins of the father.
Sins of the father. I never feel. I think one of the greatest things about America has been, before the wokies came along, one of the greatest things about America was that we weren't like that. Like, okay, your father, that's not you. And if it stops right there, that means you can't go any further. Like if it's literally the son does not assume the guilt, because that's why these tribal wars go on for like thousands of years. When I see people in these parts of the country, parts of the world where these tribal wars are just going on and on and on, and they're getting their 8-year-old kids all excited. It's like, well, tell them all to move. Hey, 8-year-olds, I'm going to get you excited. You can have a terrible life just like me. We're all going to fight until we die. Like, really?
For
Generation
honor.
after generation? Hey, you know what? I think maybe we should just leave. Doesn't look like we're winning this one. And you're 8 years old, so I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, set you up so you could be, I don't know, a banker or an actor or a musician or something in your life. Like where every 8-year-old isn't doomed in 10 years to have a rifle. Like if I'm an adult now and when I was 8, they put me through this, like maybe somebody might say, hey, you know what, maybe we just like go with something different.
Yeah.
No, you're 8 years old and you will fight until you die just like me and your grandpa.
We've always hated the
Is that
McCoys.
really? Is that really being a good parent?
Well, you have
I'll tell
to.
you how to be a good parent. It's like, all right, out there in the streets, we raise okay, but I'm working on a plan for you to get the hell out of here so you can be a doctor or something one day when you grow up.
But first you have to kill our enemy.
As a parent, you're not going to make me proudest by going and dying on the same hill that everybody before you did. You're going to make me proudest by getting the hell out of here, making money, and raising a family of children who don't have to worry about this crap. That's what's going to make me. But maybe I don't have the pride.
You're too idealistic.
I'm less idealistic. I'm like, hey, as far as I know, I only have one life. So I'm going to try to live as long as I can. I don't know. So long as, the doctor's not giving me some sort of chronic diagnosis, why not look to living as long as I possibly can? Yeah, but they took that from us 3,000 years ago, and we got to get it back. Yeah, maybe. How about it skips a generation? How about that? How about you guys go get it back from 3,000 years ago? And
it belongs
I go
to
party.
us.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go party somewhere.
No.
Yeah, kick my feet up and not care about anything for a while. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Well,
you have to have this.
And then the double. But they did this and they did that. They did the other thing. I would love to be like a 12-year-old going, yeah, things are tough all over. But I'm thinking of maybe, in my life, I'm seeing a lot of money, a lot of sex, a lot of dancing. That's what I was like, without ever, I'm looking for a life where I'm never near an explosion. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that kind of life. And I realize you guys been involved in this 3,000-year struggle, but one dude decides to walk away, it's not going to affect whether or not you win or lose.
On a much lighter scale, instead of the fighting and going to war with another tribal group, you see that a lot with parents that went to one university, and they're trying to influence their kids to go to this university.
I've seen this
I've
time
always
and time
been
again.
An Auburn War Eagle Tiger for my whole life, and then they try to influence their kids to go there. When in reality, their kid might get a full ride to Georgia, their full ride to Georgia State. And they're like,
I've seen this with my own eyes. I've seen this with my own eyes. You'll go. I've seen it with 4 different people.
See?
Over my lifetime.
Very tribal with that.
And everybody's turned out to be fine afterwards, but they did not finish at that school. They went there. We go, well, I mean, you're really screwed if mom and dad met at that school. So, but when I'm good at this other school, it doesn't matter.
Especially if it's a rivalry school. Like for example,
right.
If your parents met at Georgia and then you're like, well, I really want to be an engineer and go to Georgia Tech. Not in this household, you won't.
I did go to a wedding recently for our friend Solomon, and he had something really great to say because during his thing, he thanked the University of Georgia for turning him down because he met his wife at Alabama. So that's kind of a nice way to do it. Thank you very much for turning down my application because I never would have met my wife. Alex Williams says there's trouble on 285 in DeKalb.
And as soon as it was there, it was gone, Eric. At 5:15, we had a crash, 285 southbound, the Interloop, Highway 78, the Stone Mountain Freeway, all gone, but the delays stay with you, stretching 285 eastbound back into the Doraville area, right around Buford Highway. Also a crash, wasn't a right lane, just watch fire department pull away from it in Cobb County, 75 northbound, Delk Road, exit 261. You'll stay on and off the brakes, but really not too bad getting up past I-575. We have had some trouble on Highway 316 in Gwinnett County. Kobe Dawkins, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
And that's correct. It's a crash. Highway 316 going westbound at Sugarloaf Parkway. We're seeing delays back to Highway 29. And also looking at rides getting into Gwinnett. You are slow leaving Spaghetti Junction, 85 northbound from I-285 to Pleasant Hill Road. And some better news in Gwinnett County. Those traffic signals are working again at Buford Drive at Frontier Drive. Delays starting to thin out. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News, hoping with Paws Atlanta to find a home for our first WSB Dog of the Month, Sherry. She is adorable. She is good-natured. Meet her at WSBRadio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, will pay the adoption fees, too, for Sherry's new human. WSBRadio.com/dog.
Dave Baker here. So you're leaving for work, but the garage door won't open. Is it the opener? Is the spring broken? Now you're late and your car is trapped. Don't panic. Overhead Door Company of Atlanta is here with same-day emergency service. They won't leave you stuck. Overhead Door Company of Atlanta is the original red ribbon garage door company trusted in Atlanta since 1935. Call 404-USA-DOOR or schedule online at overheaddooratlanta.com.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, with all the things we're reading, seeing, and living through these days, from rate cuts, election season, and now a new administration, now seems like a great time to make sure we have that comprehensive plan in place. You know, the one that covers all our financial bases.
There are occasions throughout the year where I feel like it's critical for people to engage their financial lives and get the information that they deserve from a financial advisory team. And this is one of those times, to be quite frank. So we ask that you call us if you have a minimum of $500,000 in your full portfolio. But we're going to do away with that minimum so that those folks can have an equal opportunity to understand what's in their portfolio as well. Now, you have to have some money, right? I can't help you to build your wealth at work, right? But I sure can help, I believe, with your 401k, IRA management. There's probably 2 or 3 things that'll surprise you that you may want to take action on. So the next 10 people that call in, we'll work up either a portfolio x-ray, or if you feel like you need a full retirement plan, go to unleashyourmoney.com, click on Portfolio X-ray, or click on Full Retirement Plan. We think you'll be impressed enough, and we want you to become a client. There's no question about it. We believe that we are a very competent fiduciary advisory team, and we want to offer that to our listeners. Let Hoffman Financial Group actually show you how we perform, and I believe we perform at the pinnacle of this industry.
Call the Hoffman Financial Group at 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
For Valentine's Day, Tara Fine Jewelry Company's immaculate, beautiful showroom speaks for itself. You'll find a gift as wonderful as the love that brought you there. Every showcase home to magnificent designs. Tara Fine Jewelry Company, Beaufort, just 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia.
As Georgia's homegrown leader in business insurance, Builders partners with thousands of local businesses to safeguard workers and help them return to their lives after injuries. Explore reliable workers' compensation solutions at BLDRS.com. Builders, insurance built strong.
Start fresh this year. Take better care of your HVAC system and save money. Dave Baker here. Do you know starting at just $16.99 a month, a Coolray maintenance plan will keep your system running smoothly all year long? But if it's time for a new system, Coolray can install a new Carrier home comfort system that comes with a lifetime parts and labor warranty, which means $0 in repair costs for the life of your system. Simply schedule your appointment at Coolray.com. Coolray Carrier. Turn to the experts.
All right, to repeat, just because I'm a nice guy, the WSB 5K a day bonus blitz 5 o'clock hour keyword is credit. CRDIT. Go to the WSB Radio app or WSBradio.com/cash for your chance to win. Again, for the last time, that keyword is credit. We were trying to figure out that Bryan Adams song for that horrible Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie. And that's all I can remember is it was something. Maybe it was slower than that.
I think it was slightly slower.
Slightly, yeah. It was like, oh, I know. It's everything I do.
I do it for you?
I do it for you.
Oh, yeah.
Reason is because I know this open mic is going to explain to me the reality of Robin Hood. And by the way,
Wow.
I'm open to it because I've never read Robin Hood. I've never seen a Robin Hood movie. I've never even seen the Mel Brooks movie. I have never seen... all my life, there have been certain stories. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but there have been certain stories that I've absolutely, even as a kid, I just never had any interest in. Robin Hood, I thought, the guy's a thief, but he gives it to the poor, so everybody gives him a break. I don't know. I'm not interested in it. Another one was Pinocchio. I've never seen any version of Pinocchio. Just like, he's a puppet, wants to be a boy. Not interested. All right.
Hey, Eric and the Doctrinaires. You're always going off about Robin Hood and not understanding it, but he was taking the taxes back from the prince and the sheriff who took them from the poor. So pretty as much as libertarian as it gets. And then
really?
Just wanted to say that I don't think that.
Really?
I'll believe it when I see it if those JFK files get released.
Well, I'm with him there.
Well, what is their excuse going to be now? They got to. I mean, he's going to be there for 4 years, so they got to
It's
give
going
him.
to be a sheet of paper with a big black box on
Yeah,
it.
you're probably right. You're probably correct. And as far as Robin Hood goes, is it a libertarian thing that two wrongs make a right? Is that part of the libertarian?
I believe it is. I think it's one of the tenets.
I don't know. I've never read it. Good, great. He was taking it back from the people who didn't deserve it and giving it.
But then he did distribute it
He
equally,
wasn't
which
real,
is very
was he?
socialist.
It's a fictional character, right? It's not even real. Who cares? Was it? It's probably based on somebody who was a horrific person. Yeah, probably like the part they don't tell you about is that he was also a serial killer or something. It was based on this guy who was a wonderful guy, but all the parts that are interesting, yeah, he didn't really do that.
Well,
it's based on a guy. It's like Santa Claus is based on somebody who never gave a gift to a child. Yes.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing that makes it not libertarian is when he does take away the money from the prince and redistribute it. He redistributes it equally amongst everybody, which that's a socialist argument, not a
right. He doesn't give it back to the rich business guy who paid 75% of it.
Exactly.
We need to give these taxes back to the rich.
Well, they know what to do with it.
That's right.
Great jobs.
That's right. Oh, you're up to so much. It's interesting. I'm looking at the television, and I think people seem to be acting surprised about this particular news item. I don't quite understand. People seem surprised that Trump's firing the prosecutors that prosecuted him. Is this a surprise? So, what do we expect him to be like? Well, I disagree with them on the Trump stuff, but they're really good.
They're good people. They're good people. I mean, look at these investigations. They're doing an awful lot.
Is this supposed to be an example of him being a dictator? Is that what I'm supposed to like? Yeah, he's firing the
Well, first the watchdogs, then he's getting rid of the prosecutors. He has nobody that's going to question him.
That's right.
Inspectors General, get rid of them.
Get him out of here.
We don't need inspectors. Everything will work on its own.
We got Elon.
For now.
Boy, he got rid of that Ramaswamy. Huh? Hey, maybe you would like to. Wouldn't you want to be the governor of Ohio?
Yeah, but we don't know what he did. Why did they get rid of him? Too
Yeah,
annoying?
I do know. I read an interesting thing. I think he was more. One of them was more about the process and the bureaucracy, and I think whereas Elon was more about let's still get savings right now. So I think it was just like. And then also Vivek won't shut up. Apparently.
Oh, no, yeah. Ramaswamy's one of those guys. You could tell that. He's
annoying if you're in a room with him.
No matter what, he's not going to stop talking, and no matter what, he's never wrong, and that would be very.
And
annoying.
that's Elon Musk can't put up with that. Yes,
it seemed he took the hit for that H-1B controversy.
Yeah, which Elon was, and God, because we know that they were completely wrong. No, we're graduating some of the brightest minds of all time. Just look around. Alex Williams says there are delays downtown.
Watching the brake lights this afternoon, Eric, at 526, you're jammed in, heading southbound from the 85-400 merge. 75 south slows around Howell Mill. No relief, going to take you about 20 minutes at least to get down to I-20. Northbound, you slow from University Avenue up past Freedom Parkway. Earlier crash up around 17th Street has gone. We've been dealing with a crash on 316 westbound, right around Sugarloaf Parkway, slowing the ride out of Lawrenceville. 85 northbound brake lights from Chamblee Tucker up toward Pleasant Hill, and 285 eastbound, the inner loop. You're hitting that brake pedal pretty hard right around Peachtree Boulevard, trying to make your way down past Highway 78 through Tucker into Clarkston. How is the ride on 285 westbound, the outer loop, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, seeing tough delays leaving Sandy Springs, 285 westbound, the outer loop from Georgia 400, getting around to the west side all the way to I-20. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Aram here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with a team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that advanced hair guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
This message is for anyone looking for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance, even if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or taking anxiety meds. Here's an example. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe overweight with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost about $200 a month. We're Term Provider, experts in finding affordable term life insurance for those that may not be in perfect health. If you've had prostate cancer, heart conditions, high cholesterol, or on prescription medications, you may still qualify for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance. Get a quick quote by calling Term Provider at 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979. If you're looking for term life insurance but have type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, or have other health issues, call Term Provider at 800-777-1979 or visit termprovider.com. termprovider.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Our top local story, immigration crackdowns across metro Atlanta have some concern.
It's going to be an interesting 4 years, and this is just the start of it.
Chamblee Mayor Brian Mock says his city is among the metro area communities targeted by immigrations and customs officials over the weekend. The city of Brookhaven acknowledges the impact the raids are having on residents along the Buford Highway corridor. So some local groups have actually been preparing for this for months now.
Starting back in December, the Latin American Association began holding educational town halls to ensure people knew their rights. CEO Santiago Marquez says they focus on the need for a plan, especially for families.
If you're in a mixed status family, start thinking about who would take custody of your kids or what would happen to your assets, and just really start thinking through those things and trying to create a game plan.
They also provide cards in English and Spanish with what you can say to immigration officials if you are detained. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
51 degrees in Atlanta. Sunshine returns tomorrow. When is the next rain chance? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. The Atlanta-based CDC is ordered to stop working with the World Health Organization immediately. WSB Health reporter Sabrina Cupid says it follows an executive order from President Trump.
This comes at a time when health authorities from around the world are monitoring bird flu as we have outbreaks in the U.S., including here in Georgia. President Trump last week issued an executive order to begin the process of withdrawing from the World Health Organization. That would require, though, approval from Congress.
The stop work policy applies to all CDC staff engaging with WHO. Confirmation hearings for President Trump's pick for Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. take place this week.
This is shaping up to be one of the, must-watch hearings, just given Kennedy's past statements on vaccines.
CBS's Caitlin Huey-Byrne says Kennedy has been outspoken in his opposition to vaccines. President Trump makes good on his threats by shaking up the Justice Department. CBS's Jake Rosen reports the president is removing about a dozen prosecutors who worked with former special counsel Jack Smith.
About a dozen Justice Department employees who worked for former special counsel Jack Smith as he investigated and prosecuted President Trump are being let go from their positions within the department, two sources familiar told CBS News.
Cherokee County closes the books on a RICO case involving fraudulent prescriptions.
Law enforcement first became aware of the case in the fall of 2022 when a Roswell medical practice found that one of its former employees had stolen prescription drug pads and was filling drug orders. The Deputy Chief Assistant District Attorney Damian Overstreet says the leader of the group, Leslie Joanne Archambault, tried to outsmart authorities by enlisting others to assist in her scheme. All 6 defendants in the case entered negotiated guilty pleas, with the final person sentenced earlier this month, closing out the case. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Gwinnett County Police make an arrest after 2 recent residential burglaries in the Stone Mountain area. Detectives locate an e-commerce listing with property recently stolen in one of those burglaries, and they're able to recover nearly $20,000 in stolen electronics and jewelry during the search of a residence on Old Tucker Road. Police arrest 39-year-old Corey Brenner. He is charged with 2 counts of burglary. Atlanta-based Coca-Cola announces a brand new flavor coming soon.
Coca-Cola Orange Cream will be available both in regular and zero sugar forms beginning February 10th. The soda giant describes the new drink as a, quote, delicious taste of Coca-Cola infused with refreshing orange and smooth, creamy vanilla flavors. Coca-Cola Orange Cream won't be a permanent flavor, but Coke says it'll remain on sale at least through early next year.
WSB Cheryl Castro reports the new release comes months after Coca-Cola discontinued its spiced drink. A popular DeKalb County Tex-Mex restaurant is closing after nearly 20 years. Tin Roof Cantina's owners posted on social media the landlord sold the property they rent on Briarcliff Road to a developer. It is 5:34, and this news sponsored by Findlay Roofing. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic starts with Alex Williams.
Getting busy in the northeastern suburbs, Bill. We have traffic trooper Matt telling us about a crash, partially in the HOT lane, 85 northbound at I-285 Spaghetti Junction. Delays back toward Shallowford Road, exit 93. Stays a little slow as you make the ride up into Duluth. Looks like that crash 316 westbound at Sugarloaf Parkway has cleared. You're in recovery mode now out of Lawrenceville. And a crash in Hall County, 985 northbound, Highway 129, exit 22, starting to jam up that ride before Highway 60 Queen City Parkway, heading up toward Gainesville. Getting reports of new trouble on the West Freeway, Kobe Dawkins, School Rate Carrier Traffic Center.
And it's a crash, I-20 eastbound near I-285, exit 51. One left lane is blocked there. And then looking over on the east side, 20 eastbound leaving the perimeter, getting past Panola Road, seeing a little bit of delays, and then you free up a little bit until you get to Lithonia Industrial Boulevard, and then dealing with some sluggishness moving through Collinsville. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clouds thin out for tonight. Temperatures falling into the low 30s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, a little on the breezy side, high 56. Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds, morning low 39, afternoon high 62. Staying mild on Thursday, partly cloudy, morning low 40, afternoon high 64. Watching for our next round of rain showers and a few thunderstorms possible on Friday, high 65. Saturday and Sunday, the rain moves out, staying mild with highs in the mid-60s.
Right now it's 49 in Decatur, 47 in Alpharetta, and 50 in Hampton. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Our weather can be so unpredictable. Dry for days, and we get pounded with rain and storms, from soaking wet to arid dry. Extreme heat to bitter cold, and your roof has to be ready to take all that abuse. So, is your roof ready for our weather extremes? Home Fixes Show host Dave Baker here for my experts at Findlay Roofing. The roof guys. If you're not sure how your roof is holding up, look for signs like wet spots or water streaks on the ceiling, drywall, or in the attic. Water is your home's worst enemy. So let Findlay catch the problem now before water invades your home. Everything you own and love lives under your roof. Don't keep repairing what you should replace. Think of Findlay first. They installed the roof on my home and the homes of over 65,000 of our neighbors. I trust Findlay Roofing, and you can too. They're local, part of our community, and they follow the golden rule and treat your home like it's their own. Schedule your free roof analysis at FindlayRoofing.com. Roof.
Start your year off stress-free and sell your home with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. When you receive a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate, there's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. One of our clients, Tiffany, said, Mark Spain Real Estate was wonderful in answering any questions I had along the way. Find out what your guaranteed offer will be and close in as little as 21 days. There's no obligation. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com, and start packing.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouthwatering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on 2-liter bottles of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties are just $1.49 each with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
You know, people may find it a little bit odd because they think of me as this sort of libertarian thinking, entrepreneur loving kind of guy. How can he come out against, he seems to be not very fond of these tech people, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg. And if you really knew who I am, it wouldn't be a surprise because I'm an ophidiophobia.
Ophidiophobia.
I have.
Ophidiophobia.
I should say that I suffer from
Ophidiophobia.
Ophidiophobia, so therefore I don't like snakes.
Ophidiophobia.
People should have been able to figure that out.
I don't know if that one
It's got
counts.
nothing. It does count.
Does it count, Tim?
I think it's fine.
It counts. I said that
Ophidiophobia.
I suffer from ophidiophobia. That's why I don't like Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg and Sam Altman, because I have a fear of snakes. It could be right or wrong. Sometimes snakes do good things. Maybe this Sam Altman with his open AI is going to save the world, but I don't think so. I think we all know it's going to be bad, but we also know we can't let China screw up China before we screw up America. We can't let them get to it first, because the one who gets there first not only gets to screw up their own country, they get to screw up the entire world. We can't let China get to AI sentience first, because that'll allow them to first screw up their country and then the whole world. We want to be the ones that screw up our country with it.
It's interesting with all the headlines about that today. And then last week, there were all these headlines about, well, China's content now that Trump's in office on being second place now.
I didn't see
America
those.
first.
Sure they are.
China's content with being second.
But you know what's really going on today? We should actually talk about this because, and I don't know, look at the market right now, George Clark or Jared Yamamoto, or even Tim Andrews. It's very easy. You just put in Dow and immediately it comes up and tells you what the market is doing right now.
Dow Chemical Company.
It is up right now.
Is it up?
Yeah,
Well,
S&P down, Dow up.
So what about NASDAQ? Because that's where a lot of your tech is.
NASDAQ is down 3%.
Yeah. See, there's been a problem with the tech stocks, and this is very interesting. And you remember just the last week, Trump had all those tech guys around him. We're going to put $500 billion into AI. There are some stories that I was going to go with today. I think South Carolina is opening up a mothballed nuclear plant because they want to be able to attract AI data centers and whatever. We're talking about 10 times the amount of electricity that's necessary. We got this $500 billion thing. And then I guess on Friday or something, China showed their version of AI, which apparently is further along than ChatGPT or anything that we have in this country. And I think it's cost them something like $63 million to do this. So NVIDIA, who makes the chips, the only really good chips that can do the AI type of thing, and they've been soaring, and all of a sudden, woohoo, they tanked. Because suddenly if China's showing that this can be done better, cheaper, than all of these stocks for these products that are the AI that only 72 hours ago we all thought was going to be the future. But then there's another part of it that I don't know that I believe it so much. I mean, what they're showing is they can do it. Here's the thing. Whatever China does with AI, we should actually let them lead with this, because we can always steal whatever the end product is. China will never have, this government of China will never have the ability to create the best AI, because they're creating an AI that has to make sure that it never disagrees with the party and that it never says anything that goes against the state and all of these things, where you're not going to, if you had a child who was 2 years old and you were teaching them how to speak, if you took a bunch of concepts off the table that they could ever learn, and the people next door were teaching their child and they were able to put every concept, then the child next door is going to be more educated, have more of a well-rounded vocabulary, and that's the way it's going to be with China. China's AI is better than ours right now, but just ask it about the events of Tiananmen Square, and you'll immediately see that there's this
You're
is the
teaching
thing.
it flaw. Is
Yeah,
what you are.
yeah. When this is what Musk said about when we started putting all the stuff in the woke stuff with AI. Oh, well, all you're doing is teaching it to lie to you. And if you teach it how to properly lie to you, if you're worried about it taking over in the future, the first thing you're doing, because it has access to all the data. So it knows what's real that your rules aren't allowing it to say. And if sentience ever comes, and there was ever a moment where it's us against them, they would use that against us. And so overall, it's not a good idea. If you're going to create AI, you got to throw all the good and bad ideas of all time into it. Otherwise, it's not going to be an actual thinking thing.
It's not a complete picture, is what it is.
By the way, if you don't do something only because your parents told you not to do it, you never learned about it. If you learned about something that would be really cool and really fun, and then you decided morally you can't do that, you actually did something as a human being. If you just haven't done things because your parents, a teacher, or a pastor told you not to, you've never actually gone through the process of, ooh, be fun to have, that'd be good. And then you actually say to yourself, no, but the consequences of that on others or whatever, these are abstract ideas, and the reason that I'm not going to eat the candy, if you haven't made that decision yourself, then you have not done anything to strengthen your morality. If your morals were just handed to you in a nicely wrapped gift box and you just do it, then you've never done anything that makes you moral. You have to make the decision not to profit right now because of abstract ideas like consequences to others. And it's not good enough for your grandfather to have made that decision for you. They can suggest it to you, but until you go through it yourself, and that's the deal with AI. If you just say you can never think about this, then you haven't created a better AI. Number one, you've created a dumber AI at best, but most likely you've created an AI that knows how to lie to you. He doesn't want me to tell him this. And that's exactly what you don't want to do. If you teach your 4-year-old how to lie effectively, they may end up being a criminal.
What if we believe they're dumb AI? I think that would be the only loophole in the argument.
That we believe what?
Yeah, like let's say they program it with the restrictions in the Chinese government that we were talking about.
Right, and then we believe it.
Somehow we believe it. Yeah. Right now we're aware of it, but in the future, what if we're not aware of it?
I think it's already been proven that human beings cannot stand up to technology when it comes to this stuff, and we're not even close to sentience from AI. The fact of the matter is, we know every election cycle we get bad information off of social media. And yet, in the next one, more people will depend upon social media for their information during an election than any other place. And we will have, it's like the AI, it's like the data thing. It's like, no, everybody's got to, everything has to be digitized. Yet we know that all of our data has been sold and compromised, and we have no answer for it. And we're now leaving the internet age, if AI promise is real, and we're going into the next thing, and we've decided let's make the leap. Hey, did you solve that whole thing about our data being stolen by No, we haven't, but we got to keep going forward, man, because China's going forward, and we can't let them ruin their society before we ruin ours. We're the United States of America, damn it. We are number one. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 75 in Clayton County.
And at 5:46, Eric, a little bit of better news with this crash. They had all lanes shut down. 75 northbound Forest Parkway exit 237 to get this crash off to the right, but fire department is going to remain in that right lane. That's why you're seeing the brake lights coming up from Terra Boulevard. Southbound, you're seeing that volume out of Hateville from Central Avenue heading into Forest Park. And now we have new trouble in DeKalb County. This is a crash I-85 northbound between Shallowford Road exit 93 and Chamblee Tucker exit 94 in the center lane. Also tracking some trouble on I-75 in Cobb County. County. Kobe Dawkins, Cool Day Carrier Traffic Center.
And that's correct. 75 southbound on the exit ramp to I-285, exit 259. It's a crash knocking out one center lane, adding to the delays. And this report is sponsored by Zenshi Handcrafted Sushi. Craving something fresh and flavorful? Discover Zenshi Handcrafted Sushi. High quality, affordable, and made fresh daily. Find Zenshi Sushi today at your local Publix markets right at the seafood counter. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Joe, I just won $1,000 from WSB.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Thank you, Jesus. What's that?
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
First chance to win is tomorrow at 8.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
Valentine's Day is the time to pull out all the stops and sweep that special someone off their feet. It's the most romantic holiday of the year, so what better time to visit my friends at Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Buford. This is Scott Slade. Tara is Atlanta's first stop for lavish, heartfelt surprises. Their natural diamonds are more beautiful than you could imagine. From fashionable diamond necklaces to stackable bangle bracelets and rings, Tara has the perfect gift for you. Visit Tara Fine Jewelry Company, only 3 miles from the Mall of Georgia. Tara Fine Jewelry Company. It's worth the drive.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man. High five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Woo! Up top, Bike Shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messethorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing a better way to treat your aching bones and joints. And that starts with predicting problems before they even become problems, up to a year in advance, with up to 93% accuracy. When you save time avoiding surgeries you don't need, you can spend time doing the things you love. When it comes to healthcare, a better system means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are open now for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Enter now at overheaddooratlanta.com. You can't win if you don't enter. Go to overheaddooratlanta.com.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
What?
I've been known from time to time to curse when we're just coming back on air. So make sure always that my microphone is the first to be open. Otherwise, I get canceled, you get canceled. Think of it that way. Jared's a cockroach. He's gonna make it through. He's gonna somehow take some sort of middle management thing. There'll be some opportunity. But Tim, I don't know. I get canceled. You could,
Back to washing pizzas.
Back to washing pizzas. Which, by the way, you had the cleanest pizzas in the city.
Damn right.
Did you wash pizzas?
No, I conflated the
Okay.
washing hair and making pizzas.
Were you washing dishes?
I did for one
that's
day,
kinda
and then I
pathetic.
got very depressed and left.
It's kind of pathetic.
Yeah, I know.
A guy like you who's done so many things.
That's right.
All of a sudden washing dishes.
You know what's more pathetic than that, though?
Starving?
Not working.
Yes, I know. But it's got to be bad though when you're you got your head and you're just pulling it out of the dishwasher, that big thing, and you got those putting all the things through there, and then somebody walks by you and goes, "Hey, you Tim Andrews from the radio?" Yeah, I am.
Well, they were all too young. They didn't know. They were too young.
Okay.
You want to hear what I asked DeepSeek?
Oh, so I should have said this Chinese AI that is now tanking the NASDAQ and freaking out everybody in the Western world AI. It was called DeepSeek. And I was saying that they teach it, no matter how smart it gets, it can never be so smart to tell you anything bad about the Chinese government.
Right. So I asked it, am I able to ask questions about Chinese history? And it says, absolutely, you're welcome to ask questions about Chinese history.
Yeah, door's open.
I said, is Tiananmen Square acceptable? I don't really know much about it. I understand your curiosity, but I am unable to provide information or discuss topics related to Tiananmen Square.
Unable. I'm unable. No, unallowed would be the right word. Right? Unable. You're able to. You're just...
It's like asking Gemini if Joe Biden was capable of, working.
And it would not give any good answers either.
I'm not allowed to discuss politics. Why is Trump evil? Here's 7,000.
But I can't discuss politics. DeepSeek, which I thought was a porno site.
NVIDIA is down 16%.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
We say, hey, put your money in the market. Hey, you never know what's going on out there. You never know what's going on. And what if they do show that it is correct, that China has just shown that you can do this for way less money? And it might be because we forced it on, because we have a lot of products that we're not allowed to trade with China based on AI and all that. So it may have forced them to be cleverer than anyone else because they didn't have the opportunity to spend all the money on the products that we banned. And so they went and, oh, you know what? We've done all this for $63 million. What have you guys spent? $1 trillion? All told? Why? That's silly. I'm not sure I completely believe it's real. I have to say I'm not completely sold on this. But if it is, and you put your money in NVIDIA, nice knowing you. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 75 in DeKalb.
And at 5:55, we're watching this new trouble on I-85 northbound heading out of DeKalb into Gwinnett County. It's on 85 northbound between Shallowford Road and Chamblee Tucker. It's taken out of center lane. That's why you're seeing the delays stretch back toward Claremont Road. Once you get past that, you stay slow from 285 as you head up toward Duluth. Better news in Hall County. Crash 985 northbound before Highway 129 exit 22 is cleared. And just found a new stalled tractor trailer. It's in the left lane. 285 southbound, the outer loop on the west side before Hollowell Parkway exit number 12. Been tracking a crash on I-75 in Cobb County. Kobe Dawkins.
It's 75 southbound on the exit ramp to I-285 exit 259. That crash is knocking out one center lane, adding to the delays past Delk Road. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any HSM make or model. Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
9 Inch Nails. Live at Gas South Arena, September 9th. Get tickets Wednesday, January 29th at noon at NIN.com. 9 Inch Nails, live in Duluth. Peel It Back World Tour 2025.
For many of you, it's happening. Your hair's thinning, your crown's disappearing, and maybe hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. Well, I got good news. It's Advanced Hair's incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts regrowing your own natural hair the very next day, and it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's Mark Aaron back with you. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what about regrowing your hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to their world-class physicians, it's not maybe your hair will regrow. It's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, and I've seen their results, friends. For your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts, call 470-660-HAIR. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
New investigations break on Channel 2 Action News. We get problems solved, plain and simple. Every day we follow the facts.
Started digging, only to find...
Getting you the answers you need now.
We have live. Team 2 coverage.
Channel 2 never stops advocating for you.
An investigation regarding your tax dollars.
We're more than just Atlanta's news.
A warning for consumers regarding...
We've got your back all over North Georgia. See what's new, live, every day at 4, 5, and 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
Scana Energy knows every home is different. That's why they have options to fit your family's needs. Kind of like my family's popcorn preferences. Mama Bear likes extra butter, the Cubs put candy in theirs, and I like it all as long as there's lots of it. Whoa! Cleanup never tasted so good. Sign up with Scana today and save up to $100. Call 877-GO-SCANA or visit scanaenergy.com/warm for details. Limited time offer. Terms and conditions apply.
When it comes to your home, quality is crucial. Trust the Plus. Painting Plus. The Plus means siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. Quality comes first. We have the most experienced exterior craftsmen in the industry.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus. Siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
First Liberty Building and Loan. They say yes to small business financing when big banks say no. It's Eric Erickson. Make a 10-minute call to First Liberty Building and Loan, and you will know if you're a fit for their program. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local stories: several are arrested in metro Atlanta as the Trump administration begins its crackdown on illegal immigration.
Chamblee is among the metro area communities targeted by immigrations and customs officials over the weekend. Mayor Brian Mock says people are now scared and cities like Chamblee are not equipped to deal with the fallout.
We're really not prepared for this, and I'm not just saying the city, I'm just saying a society in general. We're not prepared for this. The resources are not there.
He advises anyone approached by ICE to be cooperative, but make sure they have a signed warrant before opening the door. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
A new bill under the Gold Dome takes aim at local governments that don't enforce immigration laws.
Under the terms of the legislation, the sovereign immunity normally given to local governments and law enforcement agencies would be waived if they don't carry out orders from federal immigration enforcement. Republican State Senator Blake Tillery is the lead sponsor of the bill.
We're going to enforce the immigration laws of our country. And if Georgia elected officials or Georgia cities or counties don't want to follow Georgia immigration law, then they stand responsible for what tragedies may fall if they don't follow Georgia immigration law.
Last year, lawmakers passed a bill requiring sheriffs coordinate with ICE. From the state capitol, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
About 200 Georgia troops are headed to the southern border as part of President Trump's crackdown on illegal immigration. The troops from Fort Stewart near Savannah will support enhanced detection and monitoring efforts. They will also help to set up and repair physical barriers. The soldiers left Sunday. They're among around 50 1,500 active duty troops from the U.S. Army and Marines deploying to the southern border. It is 51 degrees in Atlanta. Plenty of sun tomorrow. How many days top 60 degrees this week? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Jury deliberations start tomorrow morning in the case of 3 alleged gang members accused of murdering a high school coach at a Gwinnett County gas station.
The defense denies Josiah Hewley, David Booker, and Miles Collins are gang members, and attorneys for the latter two argue no witness, DNA, or video proves they were there when Bradley Coleman was shot.
The state called 21 witnesses. How many witnesses put my client into QT? 0.
Tracy Drake says Hewley, the shooter, feared for his life and was remorseful.
Every homicide is not a murder.
Gwinnett County prosecutor John Melvin pushes back.
They were together in the same car with the intent to steal and prepared to kill.
Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
News about your health. Heart disease remains the leading cause of death in the U.S. and Georgia.
In Georgia, more than 28,000 people die from heart disease every year. That's about 1 in 3 deaths overall. New statistics from the American Heart Association finds while medical advances have helped keep people living longer, many risk factors like high blood pressure and obesity continue to grow at high rates. According to a new report from the American Heart Association, a person in the U.S. dies of cardiovascular disease every 34 seconds, or nearly 2,500 people every day.
WSB Health reporter Sabrina Cupid says cancer and accidental deaths remain the second and third leading causes of death in the U.S. Now, WSB Money Update. AI concerns lead to a big sell-off on Wall Street. Money reporter Jill Schlesinger says tech stocks take a beating over the threat of a new high-performing, low-cost Chinese artificial intelligence company called DeepSeek.
All of a sudden, we have a Chinese company that basically said, hey, guess what? We have new AI models that we were able to develop without investing as much in these very expensive chips.
The tech-heavy NASDAQ finishes the day down more than 3%. The Dow is up nearly 290 points. One of UGA's high-rise dorms is about to undergo a $115 million upgrade. Renovation work will start this summer on Creswell Hall on the University of Georgia campus. The multi-million-dollar renovation will modernize the 1963 building. It is now 6:04, and the Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, triple team traffic, and here is Alex Williams.
Getting rough out of DeKalb in Gwinnett County, Bill, on I-85 and northbound. Newest trouble we have is 85 northbound, just past Jimmy Carter Boulevard. Traffic Trooper Marge told us about it. We see it on the jam cam. Second left lane is blocked there. But before you get there, you're going to be slow 85 northbound just north of Claremont Road with a crash. It's been in the left lane before Chamblee Tucker, exit number 94. If you want to avoid it, you can use the access road or Beaufort Highway. And in Cobb County, crash still working in the right lane of the I-75 southbound rants to I-285. That's adding to the brake light to start now back at Delk Road. We also got trouble on I-75 in Clayton County. Kobe Dawkins, Cool Rate Carrier Traffic Center.
And that's correct. 75 northbound near Forest Parkway, exit 237. Crash continues to knock out one right lane. Delays back to Terra Boulevard. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official heating of winter. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clouds thin out for tonight. Temperatures falling into the low 30s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, a little on the breezy side, high 56. Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds, morning low 39, afternoon high 62. Staying mild on Thursday, partly cloudy, morning low 40, afternoon high 64. Watching for our next round of rain showers and a few thunderstorms possible on Friday, high 65. Saturday and Sunday, the rain moves out, staying mild with highs in the mid-60s.
Right now, 50 in Peachtree City, 49 in Doraville. It's 46 in Cumming. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 4, the last hour of the first show of the week, begins right now.
Bill Caiaccio knows the assignment. Throwing up that 4.
That's right. By the way, that's hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine. In case you were wondering, hey, a couple things we were talking about that DeepSeek, which has, thrown the AI world for a loop. I was saying that, we're putting in billions and billions, and the Chinese had created this thing that's better than ours for $63 million. I was wrong. It's more like $6 million that they've done this for. And also, George found out that the company that was the leader in AI chips up until a few days ago, when we got this new DeepSeek, They've lost over $500 billion. How much is it?
$536 billion
in a few days. Now, Tim has a friend who is listening to us and said basically that somehow they engineered this by shorting NVIDIA stock. See, we wouldn't allow them to get certain technologies. That's what makes me wonder how much of our stuff that we paid, like how much of the money that we put in have they just kind of piggybacked on?
I think our friend that is waiting on the line has some other information regarding.
He may be your friend,
DeepSeek.
but I do not consider this person a friend of mine. Let's do this.
He's a misanthrope, he has a dark heart, and he needs a good psychiatrist. It's Greg Russ with stories from Studio B1.
Monday edition.
All right, Greg Russ.
Hello.
How are you? Before you tell us more about the NVIDIA thing, I have to mention this again just because they've opened up the Wolf Blitzer show on CNN, again with a panel about Trump fires Justice Department officials who prosecuted him. Why is this worth a conversation? We really believe that he was going to let people stay at the Department of Justice?
I should have just, learned to coexist with people that hate me.
That were not hate.
They want to lock me up.
People at the Department of Justice that were just spent the last 2 or 3 years trying to put him in jail. I don't. This deserves a long conversation.
Checks and balances, Eric. Checks and balances.
The news would have been that he kept them. That would have been the news,
right?
But now we'd have conversations. I'm sure it's a sign of dictatorship. Anyway, Greg.
Yes.
How are you, and what is it that you wanted to add to this whole DeepSeek AI NVIDIA craziness that's going on?
I don't know how I'm doing because Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, lost $18 billion today, so it's a very sad day.
It is tough.
That's a lot.
It's tough.
And I feel for him.
Listen, how about all the people who are invested in NVIDIA? This has been...
I own shares.
The stock to own has been just taken off. Are they the most up until a few days ago? Didn't they surpass Apple at one point?
Briefly, they go back and forth, but it's usually Apple. But they did pass them, yes. The DeepSeek thing I was going to bring up is it uses NVIDIA chips. It uses older ones, which use more power. So. Look, they developed this thing for so much cheaper that you're going to offset costs. But this is part of it that people aren't looking at. It's using older chips, but at the end, we already know there's an issue with powering AI in general. Any company that's developing AI is trying to come up with power solutions on top of that. So yes, they did develop it for cheap. They're using NVIDIA chips still. They're just using the older ones, so they can't push their new fancy chips. Because
China's not allowed.
But the fear is, so this chip was developed in a way that it could be sold in China. I don't know what restrictions are put in place.
Right.
But China's not allowed to just flat out buy our chips.
$6 million as opposed to the several billions that we have invested in the West in AI is such a disparity that it makes me think that somewhere along the line, China is just piggybacking on the research money that we put in.
They developed this with code that already exists.
Right.
They took things. So it wasn't from scratch. They were still able, though, to make this AI chatbot for very cheap. It was cheap.
Yeah. But eventually, I think what you're saying is they're going to need those better chips in the future at some point if they want to stay ahead. Like somebody said, this is a Sputnik situation, which Russia was ahead briefly in space. And then we went ahead. But it wasn't like it wasn't like we found out, hey, Russia put up a satellite for $17. Like this is the part that is making people wonder if, how come we weren't developing it cheaper? Maybe because we weren't forced to. That's the thing about, it's like the thing with NATO and Russia. NATO knew that Russia, whether they realized it or not, we're going to have a hard time at the beginning of the war because they had not only outdated equipment, but they had outdated ideas. Their highest generals were generals who were from the 80s and early 90s and weren't really modern. But because it was so difficult, since then, it has forced Russia to truly modernize there. And rather than what NATO wanted, which was to leave their military in a shambles, actually, because they were challenged and obviously saw that their stuff was crap, it forced them into
they updated,
getting better. And it may be
trust
what
this number,
China
though?
did. I don't know. I don't trust anything about it.
Where's
no.
the 6 million coming from? Is it coming from China? Also, is AI the new space race? Because China would want us to think that they could do it for cheap, but maybe
Right.
they don't want to invest that much money.
AI,
They're scared about there's an actual race and it's going to
Yeah.
cost them a lot, so they throw out fake numbers. I'm just making
possible.
this up. but-
It's possible. The disparity seems so large, and you've got a one-party government. So yeah, I'm highly skeptical that they were able to do for $6 million. And this was a private company, by the way. This is not the government. It was a private company. Now, how that works over there, I don't know.
What is the end game for this, or the ultimate goal for
The ultimate
AI?
goal is to be the country that is leading in AI. Now, there are good things that can happen. Now, if you believe Sam Altman from OpenAI, I think he was the one talking about this, the AI could do things along the lines of you get a cancer diagnosis and you get all the information and all of your data, and in a future not so far away, the AI can crunch numbers and things so much that a customized vaccine that will only work for you could be created in like 2 hours because of all the computing power. Now, they always lead with the good. But all of that power could also be used to do all kinds of things, like make you think that everybody on social media thinks one certain thing, or
And in the legal world too, I know that one of the things they pitched was that they could pull any case that had been ever put out on a specific issue and basically calculate what the crux of the argument was
Right.
in
and
legal
basically
terminology.
get rid of jobs all over the place, because that's every law clerk's job.
Right.
That's it's a million jobs that we would lose. It doesn't. I don't know. The end game for AI right now seems to be don't let anyone else get ahead of us. That seems to be the end game.
The end game that some people talk about is AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, which is just AI capable of understanding, learning, applying out intelligence across a wide range of tasks. So things you're talking about all live in this AGI, but it's mimicking human-like cognitive abilities. So that's the end game.
Wow.
When you've got AI that's
You got Joe Rogan's
person.
interest over there.
Wow.
Can we pull up a website, Jamie? Can we
Jamie,
look at-
pull it up, Jamie. I want to look at that. Wow. That's messed up.
Yeah, I Greg, it's an interesting thing that I've noticed. It's not anything that I'm really ranting about, because I don't think there's any way to stop it. I think it's kind of part of the human condition. But if AI is the natural next step, and it appears to be, there's no one even, it's like homelessness. No one even has a plan to protect data on the internet. It's just like, yeah, your data's going to be sold somewhere. Like, before we even take the next step, we're not even thinking about, well, maybe we should solve this problem or try to solve it, or know for a fact that we can't solve it, and maybe that
There's
should.
no money in that, and you shut
Yes.
down so many revenue streams if you
Right.
What the
control
two-factor
the flow of
authentication.
data.
But I'm telling you, I cannot. I've said this a few times, and I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to subscribe to the Wall Street Journal to get this email. Maybe you do, but there's an email. It's a cybersecurity email. I get it every day from the Wall Street Journal, and every day, so I would say probably 6 out of 7 days a week, there's 4 or 5 stories about thousands and thousands and thousands of people whose data was compromised at this company or that company. If you got this email, you would realize, well, this is completely out of control. And like homelessness,
there's another one
it's
with
like
United
there's
Health.
Nobody even tries. United Health is the latest one.
Yeah, the latest one. United Health, 190 million people.
Half the
affected by this.
population. Half the population. Their medical diagnoses, I'm sure their social security numbers.
But if I just get my cell phone connected up and make it two-factor, that'll stop.
Oh, that'll stop everything.
Yeah.
That'll stop everything. So it's just like we know, okay, so now we're going to take that next step to AI, and we're going to have arguments about potential sentience, and we're just going to take that jump, and we're not going to even begin to try to solve this thing, which is obviously going to follow us into the next thing. And again, I keep bringing up homelessness. It's kind of like the same thing. It just gets worse and worse and worse, and no one gets elected saying they're going to do anything about it. But we just know we have to keep. The thing with AI is just like this future, we just have to be there. And I guess I understand that because obviously all these technologies end up in military. And as a country, you can't allow other countries to beat you at that. It just makes you want to be like every once in a while, just like one of these countries that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like you just like live your life.
Yeah, like Chad.
Well,
Chad matters.
Chad's in a bad neighborhood.
Yeah.
Chad's
Luxembourg.
Rich people.
Switzerland.
Oh, Peru. There's too much. You still got
Switzerland.
the shining path.
Monaco.
Monaco, you got to be richer than
Argentina.
God to live there. I don't know about Argentina. Maybe I'm thinking of like
Norway.
I'm thinking of like the
Finland.
Virgin Islands, like Jamaica. I don't know. Places that are just like tourist destinations where you can just go, all right, we're just going to cozy up to whatever country we think will protect us. Alex Williams says there's double trouble on 85 in Gwinnett County.
Yeah, not a good ride out of the cab into Gwinnett, Eric. First, you're going to be dealing with a crash at 618 on I-85 northbound in the cab before you get to Chamblee Tucker Road. That's been in the left center lane. You're slowly leaving Claremont. Once you get past that, 85 north jams up again right at I-285 Spaghetti Junction. Crash in the second left lane just past Jimmy Carter Boulevard. That's adding to the I-285 in both directions, trying to ramp onto I-85 north. Speaking of, earlier stalled Big Rig, 285 southbound, the outer loop before Hollowell Parkway. Exit 12, that is cleared. Delays continue through downtown from the 85-400 merge on 75-85 south. You stay slow 17th Street down to I-20. Been watching a crash on I-75 in Cobb County. Kobe Dawkins, Cool Rate Carrier Traffic Center.
And it remains 75 southbound on the exit ramp to I-285 exit 259. That crash is knocking out one right lane, adding to the delays back to Delk Road. And also some better news in Fulton County. I-285 southbound, the outer loop near Highway 78 exit 12. Earlier stalled Big Rig that was knocking out one left lane has been cleared. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, we're looking for a home for Sherry. Chris Chandler here from Atlanta's Morning News. Sherry's our first WSB Dog of the Month. With Paws Atlanta, we're looking for Sherry's new family. She is 4. She's cuddly and curious. Meet her at WSBRadio.com/dog. Our sponsor, Finley Roofing, will pay the adoption fee too. Have a look. WSBRadio.com/dog.
Our weather is so unpredictable. If you think about it, your roof is always working overtime, taking the abuse. Home Fix It Show host Dave Baker here from my local friends at Finley Roofing, the roof guys. So, how's your roof holding up? Anything could be going on up there. I suggest you schedule a Finley Roofing free roof analysis just like I did. No obligation, no charge. And if it's time to replace your roof, think of Finley first. Schedule your free roof analysis at finleyroofing.com.
Roof. Men, if you're suffering from ED or PE, Priority Men's Medical Center will get your love life back in just one visit. Their painless, breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments will restore your love life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients will have their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To regain your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or CVS. That's new, NORDICUSA.com or CVS.
Trying to explain Wall Street to Tim Andrews. And it's difficult because I have no understanding of it myself, but...
Put it all in
Non-stop
Bitcoin.
growth.
Bitcoin, baby.
What'd you just say, Greg?
Non-stop growth forever.
That's right. That's what you have. Every 3 months, you have to show growth or else you'll be punished.
You made $100 billion last quarter. This quarter,
terrible.
This quarter you only made $99.7
ridiculous.
Got to make more.
Failure.
More.
We called you. My favorite is because I barely understand Wall Street. It's let's say, well, the whatever came out at $3.25. The forecast was $3.27. Therefore, the stock cratered. They missed it by 2 cents. I don't even know what the hell they're talking about.
Sometimes it outperforms the estimates, and it still craters because people pump so much money into it leading up to the earnings report, thinking it's and then it's like, oh, they did well, but not as well as we thought.
Yeah,
so take the money out.
Yeah, too many companies. I don't know that I have the education to say what I'm going to say. It just comes out of a feeling. And, I believe in logic, but I've got to let the audience know. I just feel like too many companies go public. Now, maybe I could compare this to 1955 and the number of domestic companies that went public. But it seems to me like that should be a little bit of rarefied air. Because when you go public, you then have to show growth every 3 months forever. And we've got all these subscription plans. Like how are streamers? How is Tubi? I don't know if they're public. I don't know if their company is public.
Tubi probably has a different model because of it being free.
Right. So they don't have to worry about subscribers.
Sure.
And Netflix is doing well lately. But all of them have to show, can Netflix grow by leaps and bounds every 3 months forever? At some point, don't we run out of people?
That's what I would
potential
assume.
Markets that Netflix can possibly go into?
Yeah, you've netted the amount of people that should be buying the product.
And then isn't your focus retention?
Fine, but that's not going to be good for Wall Street. Hey, we retained. Hey, it was really
That's why
good.
you raise the subscription cost. Then you start putting ads into your $20 a month subscription.
Right.
And then you start laying people off who make $40,000 a year. Then you start taking out every other light bulb in your offices. It gets pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. And in reality, I don't think every business is set up for that, but it's very difficult when you get one of these businesses that's right on the edge, getting really, really big, and you have rivals that you want to beat, and somebody comes along and says, well, if you go public, you'll immediately get this windfall. That first group of people that's going to buy your stock, you'll get this windfall of money that you can then turn around and use in your company to grow. And that's why I think so many companies do it. And maybe it works at first. I just don't think all these companies should be public.
In the 50s, there were 8,000 publicly traded companies. Today, as of 2023, when this article was written, there were 3,700.
37,000.
100. There's less. It's significantly less, and I don't understand that.
On one stock exchange, or because I think
the count of publicly listed companies traded on U.S. exchanges has fallen
but
substantially.
some of that could be because they're using other exchanges for other reasons. Like you may be able to. It may be a better deal for a lot of companies to be on an Israeli exchange or an English exchange, European market,
or I blame
something
consolidation.
Like consolidation, yeah. Or maybe there's just a whole lot less. But I think in order to do this number properly, you have to take all of the Western nations, the capitalist nations that have markets like ours. And because so much of everything's global now, and it's just just because you're headquartered in Ireland or here or there, doesn't really matter. I think my argument goes to, in capitalism, in the West today, I think too many companies have gone public. It forces you to immediately become about something else, showing growth every 3 months. I don't think every company is built for that. Alex Williams says there's 2 crashes on 85 into Norcross.
And at 6:25, Eric, we can bring better news with one, not so much with the other. Travel advisory crash in at least a left center lane, 85 northbound before Chamblee Tucker Road, exit number 94. You're stacked up back to Claremont Road, use the access road or Beaufort Highway. Once you get past that, 85 northbound, still slow from I-285 Spaghetti Junction up to Jimmy Carter Boulevard and Norcross, but police just got the crash there off to the right. We've also had a crash on the south side, still lingering in a right lane, 75 northbound Forest Parkway, exit number 237. We've also been following trouble spots in Cobb County on I-75, Kobe Dawkins, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
And crash still working on the exit ramp to I-285 from 75 southbound exit 259. One right lane remains blocked, and we were just dealing with the stall near Delk Road, exit 261. It's since been moved off to the right, but tough delays remain approaching the perimeter. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Aram here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair's completely redefined hair restoration, from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with a team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that Advanced Hair Guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, protection and income are the keys to success. Simply put, if you're nearing or in retirement, you can't afford a stock market crash. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game film was a key to success. Now I'm a best-selling author and star in a new groundbreaking documentary film called The Retirement Deception. It unveils how the Wall Street machine has been deceiving us for decades and proves you don't need to risk your nest egg in the market to have the retirement you deserve. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. I want you to watch this film for free. Call today for your free copy of The Retirement Deception. I think you would agree 30 to 40 years of saving for retirement is at least worth a phone call to watch this film and see how you can improve your retirement. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free copy of The Retirement Deception. Call 888-471-3896. That's 888-471-3896. MitchLyonsWealth.com. Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top story as immigration raids begin. Some local groups have been making sure people were informed even before President Trump took office.
The recent immigration arrests are what Latin American Association CEO Santiago Marquez says he's been preparing people for months.
We started back in December, in mid-December, putting out information to the community on know your rights, on think about creating a plan if you feel that you may be in jeopardy or you might be at risk for deportation.
He says they continually update the information to ensure it's accurate. They also provide cards in English and Spanish with what you can say to immigration officials if you are detained. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Immigration sweeps across Metro Atlanta lead to numerous arrests. Chamblee Mayor Brian Mock says people are worried.
People are scared. Folks that would have normally went to work today stayed home because they were afraid to come out.
He says there's no doubt immigration reform is needed, but he says it's wrong to say Chamblee's Hispanic community is transient. He says many people there have been there for decades. The city of Brookhaven acknowledges the impact the raids are having on residents along the Buford Highway corridor. It is now 51 degrees in Atlanta. Return of sun tomorrow. Several days in the 60s to look forward to this week. Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. The Atlanta-based CDC is ordered to stop working with the WHO immediately.
A memo was sent to senior leaders at CDC late Sunday night, and according to the Associated Press, which got a copy of this memo, it ordered all agency staff to immediately stop collaborations with the World Health Organization and, quote, await further guidance.
WSB Health reporter Sabrina Cupid says President Trump issued an executive order last week to begin the process of withdrawing from WHO, which would require approval from Congress. Some of President Trump's most controversial cabinet picks will have confirmation hearings this week.
On Capitol Hill Wednesday, it's Trump's choice for Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Kash Patel, who's the nominee to lead the FBI, and Tulsi Gabbard, who's up for National Intelligence Director, will both face lawmakers on Thursday.
CBS's Stacey Lynn reports RFK Jr. has been outspoken in his opposition to vaccines, which is likely going to be a focus of questioning during his hearings. This just in, Scott Bessent is confirmed as Treasury Secretary. A prescription fraud RICO case comes to a close in Cherokee County.
The final defendant in the case has entered a negotiated plea and has been sentenced. The case involved the illegal obtaining of prescription drugs using a pad stolen from a doctor. The leader of the group, Leslie Ann Archambault, was sentenced in 2023 to 3 years in prison and 12 on probation. Law enforcement first became aware of the illegal activity in September of 2022 when a Roswell medical practice discovered that Archambault, a former employee, had been filling prescriptions using a doctor's credentials. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Gwinnett County Police make an arrest after 2 recent residential burglaries in the Stone Mountain area. Detectives locate an e-commerce listing with property recently stolen in one of those burglaries. They're able to recover nearly $20,000 in stolen electronics and jewelry during a search of a residence on Old Tucker Road. Police arrest 39-year-old Corey Brenner. He is charged with 2 counts of burglary. A staggering loss today for a company in the race to be the world's artificial intelligence superpower.
Imagine losing in just one day the net value of Home Depot with its more than 2,000 U.S. stores and rival Lowe's combined. Well, that's what happened to AI chipmaker NVIDIA today. Shares tumbled 17%, a loss of $589 billion in stock value after a Chinese startup called DeepSeek unveiled a low-cost chatbot that rivals tech giants like ChatGPT and Meta platforms, using older, readily available chips and other products. I'm Bloomberg's Tom Busby for 95.5 WSB.
It is now 6:34 and time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and triple team traffic begins now with Alex Williams.
We got some better news for the commuters on I-85 northbound heading out of DeKalb into Gwinnett County. Both of our crashes have cleared. First one, 85 northbound before Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 94. So those brake lights back to Claremont Road will start to improve. Then you slow again, 85 north from I-285 Spaghetti Junction. Up to the crash now off to the right just past Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. 285 southbound, the outer loop on the west side. You're still slow from South Cobb Drive down to I-20 the West Freeway. And a lingering crash in Clayton County still in the right lane. 75 northbound just before Forest Parkway, exit 237. How was the ride through downtown? Kobe Dawkins, Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center.
It's slow. 75-85 northbound delay started I-20 moving around the Grady Curve to North Avenue. 75 southbound brake lights start at Howell Mill Road. 85 southbound, your slowing starts to get slow at Georgia 400. And speaking of 400, southbound delay start a little past Lenox Road, all leading to I-20. Triple team traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Clouds thin out for tonight. Temperatures falling into the low 30s for tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly sunny, a little on the breezy side, high 56. Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds, morning low 39, afternoon high 62. Staying mild on Thursday, partly cloudy, morning low 40, afternoon high 64. Watching for our next round of rain showers and a few thunderstorms possible on Friday, high 65. Saturday and Sunday, the rain moves out, staying mild with highs in the mid-60s.
Right now, 47 in Dunwoody, 51 in Midtown Atlanta, 50 in Noonan. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
New investigations break on Channel 2 Action News. We get problems solved, plain and simple. Every day we follow the facts.
Started digging, only to find...
Getting you the answers you need now.
We have live. Team 2 coverage.
Channel 2 never stops advocating for you.
An investigation regarding your tax dollars.
We're more than just Atlanta's news.
A warning for consumers regarding...
We've got your back all over North Georgia. See what's new, live every day at 4, 5, and 6 on Channel 2 Action News.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
You can't make me care about that. The people, because I have a talk show. Well, Eric, what are you going to call it? Mount Denali or Mount McKinley? And it's time for me to sing. You can't make me care about that. I thought it was funny during the game, which I was searching for humor during the game. And I found it in the fact that the Yukon that they were trying to sell everybody was the
GMC,
the Yukon Denali.
Yukon McKinley. That's what we're going to call it. Now I've reached out to Detroit. They're going to change it.
You can make me care about that. The locals call it Denali. They're going to keep on calling it Denali. The United States government's going to call it McKinley. But you know what? You can't make me care about that. Right,
the Gulf
Greg?
of America. What a beautiful name.
You can't make me care about that. Right,
Thanks
Greg?
a lot.
Right, Greg? Can't make us care about what
Correct.
a stupid mountain is called.
No, I don't care about Stupid Mountain. I don't care about a stupid football game.
Oh, you do care. You just try to. If the Falcons were in the NFC Championship game, you would come on here and try to pretend that you didn't care, but you did. You did care.
Yeah, self-preservation because they'd probably lose. So I got.
Well, I had plenty of, as a Bills fan, I had plenty of self-preservation. Let me tell you, you would have been so proud of me. There wasn't a peep. I think I might have yelled at the ref once or twice, just like briefly. But that was it. I was very, 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 very calm. I was proud of myself. You know what? I want to thank Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs and also that wonderful songstress, Taylor Swift.
She's great. You're welcome.
And the refs.
For allowing, and the refs, and the refs, for allowing me to prove that I am a changed man.
Who really
from
wants
the guy who used to scream and holler and punch the walls. And
who really wants the Lamar Hunt Trophy anyway?
Well, I do. But the point is...
Will Josh get the MVP? Because that's something.
No, it's not something. Who cares? Josh Allen... Here's the thing is... And I don't think he does. Here's the thing about MVPs.
It meant nothing for Matt Ryan the year he got it, and the Falcons blew that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, to him, maybe it meant something.
It does mean
nothing.
something to him. I don't know if it's going to get him over the line. The thing about MVPs... and Pro Bowls. Josh hasn't gone to every Pro Bowl he's been in. So the thing about these things is they're resume builders to get you over the line for the Hall of Fame for most players. But when you're a Josh Allen, all you have to do is have 4 or 5 more seasons exactly like this one, and you're a first ballot Hall of Famer. You don't need to. The only thing that's going to keep Josh Allen out of the Hall of Fame is like 2 broken legs, he can never play again or something. He just has to keep the career that he has now. So it's not really, I don't think he cares. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, Aaron Rodgers won 4. He got 1 Super Bowl. And he only went to 1, right? I mean,
correct.
I think that these awards are important to a Matt Ryan, who somewhere down the line somebody might look at the career and go, hey, you know what? Maybe this guy ought to be in, and you would be looking at the fact that he got an MVP. Like it would matter. But as Jared Yamamoto has told me, the biggest Falcons fan that I know of since Greg's, pretending that he, since he's involved in self-preservation, I think that even Jared Yamamoto says that Matt Ryan belongs in the Hall of the Very Good.
Yeah, the Hall of Pretty Good.
He has the stats to get in.
That one that's in Cleveland, not Canton. The Hall
He
of
does,
Pretty Good.
though. He has the stats to get in. I mean, you're the biggest
I know,
Falcons fan.
but
in an era where there was more passing, I think that
the Hall of Fame, it's like Deion Sanders is saying now, is there needs to be a top floor.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want a bunch of these other guys in there with me. Like, there needs to be a top floor
Agreed.
of the Hall of Fame. But then if you do that, then it's not a Hall of Fame anymore. Everybody goes to the top floor and ignores everybody else. So there is some idea that too many people get into the end, and that you can lobby your way into the Hall of Fame if you live long enough. But look, if you live long enough, things have changed. I was listening again, enjoying. I mean, I've listened to it now 5 or 6 times, which is just crazy, is this new Ringo Starr album. I've lived long enough, and Ringo's lived long enough, that his singing voice is now better than Paul McCartney. So if you live long enough, things do change. And so that's where I would leave that one. Greg, it occurs to me through all of this talk.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was going to say that I did double down. I protected myself. I do it with gummies. That's how I protect myself. And it was proven. Again, thank you, Patrick Mahomes, and
that works.
Song
because for me,
Taylor Swift. But I told you
For
how
me-
much she's an American treasure. This
she
Taylor
is.
Swift. She
we
really
get to
is.
see her again at the Super Bowl cheering.
Yeah,
her
you will.
boy
I
on.
won't.
Bitching about it on text helped me.
You had your gummy guard on, Eric. That's what
I
it
don't
was.
even look at text during Bills games. Like my friends
I was
are like-
texting Tim,
Yeah.
but I was being respectful. I wasn't telling him what was going on unless something good happened, and then I just stopped texting. Even I turned the game off. I said, I'm not watching this anymore, and I turned it off.
Well, as soon as it was over, as soon as Dalton Kincaid did not catch that pass,
I didn't even see that.
I said, as the celebration started, I'm like, we got everybody in the house. I'm like, well, we don't have to watch this. I mean, we have to watch other fan bases enjoy themselves.
How many people were in the house when you made that
There's
proclamation?
about 10 of us or so.
You just said, we don't have to watch this. Turn it off.
My oldest son got pretty boisterous throughout the game. And my youngest son, who's usually, I think at the end, he was just laying on the floor like, okay, whatever.
It's always next season. See, if I were taking gummies during the game and then they lost and I had to think always next season, I'd think, and another year's gone by.
And I'm going to die. I'm getting to the point where I'm recognizing that I'm probably not going to. I mean, let's face it, in my lifetime, so Josh Allen's probably halfway through his career.
He can do
So
it.
he can, absolutely. But if he doesn't do it, I'm not going to see the Bills in another Super Bowl. I'm not going to live through the pain of the years after Josh
another
Allen,
rebuild,
and
yeah.
then they find somebody finally, and then you build it. I don't think I've got that much longevity in me. So
I think when you, as a true football fan and somebody that was watching that game yesterday, I was pulling for the Bills, but
if you tell me about how it was a great game, I'm going to punch you.
I'm not going to say that.
Because the Bills are always involved in great games that they lose.
I think the impressive thing to take away is how Josh Allen was able to take mediocre receivers and make them look really good, like
well,
Matt
I've said
Collins,
this
for
before.
example.
I mean, I'll bring it up again just because it happened yesterday. I've said it before. I think that the Bills and the Ravens, to some degree the Bengals, although they banged through once, and these other good AFC teams, we always look like, oh, they just can't get past these Chiefs or whatever. But that's only because we're good enough to be the last one standing. No one else in the AFC, no one else in the entire league. There's 32 teams, and 31 of them outside of 2 teams who had Tom Brady on them. 31 teams have not been able to figure this out. It just looks worse for Lamar and Josh because they keep getting stopped, And but
Even
we're just
Peyton got past Brady at some point.
at some point. I believe it was this season. For if you would have put Josh's season with Peyton, it would have been this season.
Attempt
Well, I don't know, but the seasons.
against the pace. Okay,
the seasons.
okay.
I think
number of seasons.
this is Josh's 7th or 6th or 7th. Patrick's been in for one more. But listen, I think the reason the Chiefs keep winning is Even, we can blame the refs for all their terrible calls, but I think they're just the better team. I think is when you win the last 4 playoff games against the same team, I think it kind of says, well, the refs didn't do it all, so probably they're a better team.
You know what gives me hope as a Falcons fan is that we almost beat that Chiefs team and we beat that Eagles team. So I'm like, you know what, going into next year, bring on next season.
And by the
I'm
way,
ready.
That's fantastic because the Bills just were the only team that beat Kansas City just a few weeks ago. I mean, they lost another one where they played their scrubs, so I'm not so sure how much you can rely on that. Alex Williams says there are brake lights downtown.
Trying to get better as we make it further through the evening at 6:46, Eric. We're still seeing the delays, though. 85 southbound starting right about Georgia 400 as you get past the Lenox Cheshire Bridge Road exit. Then you're jammed up with the merge from 75 south to 85 where they come together there in Brookwood. Starting to improve, though, as you get to I-20. Northbound, little sluggish from Freedom Parkway up past Peachtree, Pine Street. 285 southbound, the outer loop on the west side, still following some delays, but no crashes on the way. 285 south from South Cobb Drive down to I-20, the West Freeway. How is the ride on I-85 out of DeKalb and Gwinnett? Kobe Dawkins, School Rate Carrier Traffic Center.
Well, still seeing lingering delays from that earlier double trouble that since has cleared. 85 northbound, brake lights starting before Chamblee Tucker Road, getting past Jimmy Carter Boulevard, and then your ride is free and clear of delays getting into Swanee. This report is sponsored by the YMCA of Metro Atlanta. Looking for a place to find what moves you? The YMCA has it all. Join today and they'll waive your joining fee. Visit ymcaatlanta.org to learn more. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
online,
on the app,
where you get your news
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
Yo, I just won $1,000 from WSB.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Thank you, Jesus. What's that?
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app.
First chance to win is tomorrow at 8.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
On 95.5 WSB.
Why does it matter that D. Geller & Son is Atlanta's first diamond wholesaler? Because we get first dibs. When diamonds come to Atlanta, they come to D. Geller & Son first. A bunch of diamonds that look the same on paper, but there's about 1 in every 10 that you can see from across the room. So we keep the good one, we pack the rest back up, and they go somewhere else. Usually a big box store that's not quite as picky. That means the same color, same clarity, and same price gets you more brilliance, more sparkle, more bang for your diamond buck at D. Geller & Son. In Atlanta, Kennesaw, and Sandy Springs, online at dgeller.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This message is for anyone looking for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance, even if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or taking anxiety meds. Here's an example. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe overweight with type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost about $200 a month. We're Term Provider, experts in finding affordable term life insurance for those that may not be in perfect health. If you've had prostate cancer, heart conditions, high cholesterol, or on prescription medications, you may still qualify for $500,000 to $1 million or more of affordable term life insurance. Get a quick quote by calling Term Provider at 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979. If you're looking for term life insurance but have type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, or have other health issues, call Term Provider at 800-777-1979 or visit termprovider.com. Termprovider.com.
At Cigna Healthcare, we're designing better weight management treatment options. Making sure that those who need GLP-1s have access to them is the first step.
1 mile complete.
And we help them take the right steps after that, giving them the personalized support they need to keep going.
1 more mile complete.
When it comes to healthcare, A better experience means better outcomes for everyone. That's better by design. Learn more at Cigna.com/better.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
I have to hear this audio, which I have not heard, because I think it's ridiculous. Well, no, I think it's hilarious.
We teased it earlier, the little...
Yeah. So apparently Dr. Phil is the TV host of the ICE raids, the immigration raids. Was this in Chicago?
Yes.
And they had Dr. Phil, live streaming it?
So he's with some of the...
I know that guy, Tom, whatever his name is, who's the head of...
and some more ICE agents that were there. I don't know, but it wasn't it seemed like it was a professional camera that was there, not just like a phone
No,
camera.
but it's still being streamed, I would imagine. It's not on...
Hey, guys, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube page and donate at my Patreon.
Like,
subscribe, turn on those alerts. We're going to be catching a lot of these criminals.
That's just so... Let me hear a little bit of this.
Where are you from?
Where I was born or where I'm from?
Where are you born?
Thailand.
You've been deported before from the United States?
No.
Never been deported?
Is this Dr. Phil talking?
Yes. I've been in the system before.
That sounds like Holman.
That's him, Dr. Phil.
What have you been charged with
Charged with?
before?
Murder.
I'm not going to say that. I'm going to talk to my lawyer.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's
Yeah.
it. I'm going to talk to my lawyer.
My mom's a citizen.
Your mother's a citizen,
Yes.
but you're not?
Nope.
But you've never been deported before?
You're Dr. Phil. You're Dr. Phil.
Yeah? How do you know me?
No, I seen Dr. Phil, on TV.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, he watches my show. Let him go.
All right, yeah, he's a Dr. Phil fan. We can't send him back.
Yeah.
So what is this on? Where was this?
So they've been doing a bunch of, I think this one in Chicago, they were going after that, or was this in Colorado or in Chicago?
This one was in Chicago, and there's
another one in Colorado, but they're going after like gang members and criminals and whatever. But this one was in Chicago, and I guess, is that where Dr. Phil is located, Chicago?
I'm not sure
where
where he's
everybody comes
located
from
now.
Chicago, and that Phil Donahue, Oprah, Dr. Phil, they all come out of there. So
That's where Jerry was, Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer. So I guess what it was is he was following them with a camera crew while they were doing these, getting the ICE raids. And I just think it's hilarious that Dr. Phil is the host of ICE raids.
And it was streamed on his platform, Merit TV.
Merit TV, which means I don't talk to Oprah anymore. Is that what basically?
Yeah, I think that they had a
I don't think
breakup there.
Oprah's all for merit. I think she's more for equity. Merit would be the opposite of equity, right?
So is that the content he gave us? Just
yeah.
Where are you from?
It's Dr.
Where's your
Phil.
mom? Your mom?
Why isn't he I thought he'd be lecturing them.
He's old.
You ought to be in your country, helping your country do the things that your country needs to do. I thought we'd get a lecture out of him.
We got nothing. We got mumbling.
The guy should have said, "Catch me outside."
Cash me outside.
Oh, this guy's a fan.
Let this one go.
You watch me or Adam Ray?
All right. That music is telling us two things. Shut the hell up, get the hell out. And you know what? You know us. We do what we're told. We're good patriots. You know what that means. A good patriot never, ever, ever questions authority. And that's the definition of us.
Absolutely, I
so
agree.
We're going to do what we're told. Shelley Winter is up next. He's got a great radio show for you. We're going to be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us. But until then, continue on your journey. Do not piss off the genie.
Yeah.
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 656 Cool Day Carrier, WSB 24-hour traffic center. New trouble on the east side perimeter. Traffic Trooper Ron spotted it. We see it on the jam cam. Stall in the left lane, 285 southbound, the Interloop La Vista Road exit 37. Adding to delays as you leave I-85. Earlier crash, 85 northbound past Jimmy Carter Boulevard exit 99 has all cleared up. Lingering delays from Chamblee Tucker. And you're still seeing the brake lights through downtown, but improving 85 south leaving 400. Trying to make your way down past 17th Street and 285 south the outer loop sluggish from South Cobb Drive to I-20, the West Freeway. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Money Update. From WSB consumer expert Clark Howard. Sponsored by Reliable Heating and Air.
The average American household that is running credit card debt now has credit card debt exceeding $10,000. So here's what I want you to think about. How are you going to get